Sorry, yeah, my OBS just quit on me. She was like, I'm out of here. You've talked enough. Bye. No, we're fine. We're fine. And also, we're on my phone like hotspot, and it's been a rock star. My God, like it's somewhat faster than my Wi-Fi. Oh, but they did say that because I was in a wired connection. Whatever. Point is, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're so back. Okay, Catherine. Back to our topic. Yeah, I feel like after the whole Twitter thing, yeah, I think what happened with me was in terms of like tailoring what I say is that I don't, especially after all that Twitter bullshit happened. I don't post as huh. Oh no. Oh, hold on. I got you. Oh right, I remember because I remember why. Okay, because we brought in another because I have to share Firefox too. I forgot. Right, because they just went back to the old settings I had. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm glad we noticed that early. No, he can't, but now he should. Yep, go for it.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't want to hurt people's feelings, and I would never like. I guess what I'm saying is that I would never tag somebody with something that could be insulting to them.
Yeah, no, that's out of the line. That's
And
out of line.
and then finding them, like knowing that they're in my feed, I kind of feel like that's almost like tagging them because I know they're there.
Yeah, yeah, and this algorithm is
Although
fucking
like
weird too.
I don't really know who like listens to us either because I only ever see the like we have 5 viewers, so like
Oh,
I imagine them
we have a lot of
doing
rewatch crew. So our biggest platform, based on views, is Twitch. Those, I mean, occasionally like big competitions go over like 1,000, 2,000 viewers like after the
well, yeah.
fact. But mostly we get like 100, 200 viewers when you do shows like this. 200 at the most, maybe 400. But that's just most on rewatch.
So,
People love rewatching things.
but I want to know the mechanics of Shy's Fall when we get to it, by the way, because
She was just tired. It was tired. Like straight up, there's this.
but
She had only make what, two finals last year,
uh, I guess yeah.
and this year she made almost like every final except vault. Like she's a
Yeah,
tired puppy.
she made the all around and the bars final last year, and then she did she make beam last
Yes.
year?
No, she didn't make me. No, no, she didn't.
Not not the year before last.
Uh,
Okay, Simone on beam is like so perfect for this code, except for artistry.
no, and then she takes what? It's like what 45 seconds in this entire thing, or 52 seconds, whatever, however long
It's
it is.
efficient.
It's so efficient. She gets in and she gets out. She's not trying to sit down for too long. She could add difficulty if she wanted it, but she doesn't need it. Now, if she breaks connection, she's in trouble.
But the fact, but on the other hand, being that efficient means it has no character.
Yeah, it's very robotic. It's very. I've done the numbers. I've done my gymnastics, and which works for Simone, because otherwise, I mean, given the chance that she's gonna explode a skill, right? But like, because she's so powerful,
Yeah.
like, don't be back to Barani, and if you do bring back to Barani, do it into back walkover. Like, yes, she can upgrade. I don't think she should. Maybe add a back walkover out of the straddle jump, a split jump, straddle jump connection. Maybe add a back walkover out of that. But I just if you want to win, and then the Biles dismount doesn't really add
Simone, Simone would never fall on choreography.
what choreography.
You said that, not me.
I'm so sorry. We're live. No, yeah, no, what choreography? Because like, of course she wouldn't fall because where's she dancing? Like she's not. She says she could take some time for tempo variation. I suppose she'd rather take a couple of extra tenths than stay on and risk falling on choreo. Yeah. What choreo? And thing is like, what sets quote unquote artistic gymnasts apart is that they will take time to extend their hand, take a little, as Donatella said, take a little vacation at B. Okay, you're vacationing in B, still vacationing, go back to A, go down to C, and then another vacation at B. Not just A, B, C. That's how she explained it. Everybody on board? Yeah. So I'm waving on my arm from different like places. So I'm holding my vape, and it's up here, pointing into the bosom of Jesus. Okay, that's A. Then I go down to B. B's down by my knee. I'm taking a vacation here at B. Here's a vacation. I am writhing it around. Beautiful. Now go back to A. Now to C. That's what they want. Take little vacations. That's how Donatella described it. I'm just relaying the message. Not verbatim, but it's kind of what she said. I have a whole video on it if you want to check it out. What she liked, by the way, she was like, because I explained to her that I edited out like of the positive and the mistakes. She was like, "That is the true Artisty video." Oh, I love her so much. I love her. But yeah, I asked her if she could come on the show. She said that she was really busy at the time, but I'll reach out. Probably not right now. She's probably too busy right now. But yeah, I would love to have her on the show and just like pick her brain, like let her wax poetic about the code. My God, please, absolutely, that'd be.
I would love to hear a discussion of the next code.
That'd be great. I'll really try for that. I think that would be a great interview. And she likes me, so hey. I will ever be my Nona. Oh, I'm gonna ask her. I'm like, will you please just adopt me so you can feed me pasta and braid my hair and like wax poetic about the code. I just like hearing her talk. She's so knowledgeable. She made worlds when she was a gymnast. Didn't really do much, but she's still a world competitor. So Donatella knows her shit, and she explains it in a way that like, being the son of people who don't speak English as a first language, it's cool to see like how like they're describing something in a language that is not their own. A little louder? Yeah, I can. Am I just really loud now? Of course. Okay, there you go. Hold on, let me probably add a noise suppression filter on mine. There we go. Is that better for me? Yeah? Can you not hear my fan anymore? I'm probably class either. Anyway, where was I? I forgot. Tell me about Donatella. I love her. Anyway. So yeah, she's on again, right?
Yeah, this is.
She changed Leos. And commercial.
It's a different day.
Different day. Oh yeah, it was right. I've been so spoiled by these weeks to just do all event finals in one day.
I should hope that it's a different Leo.
For a second, I was like,
yeah, Donatella was in Montreal.
Was she really?
Donatella was an Olympian. Yeah, she was in Montreal.
I thought she just made worlds. Wow.
While you do that, I will look up what. Let me look up what Donatella did.
Do we have Donatella routines? I've never seen one.
We do not have film with Donatella. Oh. We do not have film with Donatella. Oh. Because I was back in that age.
Klaus woke up I was getting ready to shriek. I was gonna mute myself honestly because I was gonna lose my shit. Hi, Klaus. I'm sorry for yelling. Were you asleep? Yeah. It's okay. I'm not.
So he did not make the all around. No. Let's see. Women's team. So Italy.
I think they got 6, right?
No, they got 12. So Donatella Sacchi.
In last place.
So she got a 35.75 in the compulsories and a 36.8 in the optionals, which are respectable scores. So she got a 9 on compulsory vault, and 8. She had a beam disaster on. She had an 8.85 on compulsory beam.
Okay.
Sorry, compulsory bars. She had a compulsory bars disaster. Then she had a compulsory beam disaster of an 8.75.
Water? Is that what it is?
And then she had a 9.15 on compulsory floor.
I
So
don't. I
she
don't.
did not. She was not a compulsory starter.
I don't want to hear this
But
Donatella Sachi slander. Well, it's not slander because you can prove it.
so in optional, she got a 9.3 on her vault, which like for like Italy in the 70s is good.
Mm-hmm.
She got a 1.5 on her bars.
Derogatory.
She then had another beam disaster
Derogatory.
and got an 8.95 on beam.
Derogatory.
And she had a 9.4 on floor, which were like a
Complimentary.
team in that position. Yeah.
Complimentary.
So I mean, she's an Olympian,
Yeah.
but like now that I
Olympian
know that she
Donatella
had
Sachi.
beam problems,
You understand now why? Have so many answers been? So many questions been answered?
yeah. Let me see what her world's performance was like.
I think she did worse at Worlds, from what I remember. Probably remembering wrong though. Oh, Sana. How do you solve a problem like Sana?
I think Sana was a one-hander.
Oh no, not never let you go.
I I know that like that is an unpopular thing to say.
I think in her routine just worked with that code.
It worked, and I don't know that she could pull off that routine again.
No, that was she met the
Like
moment.
it was a yeah, it was a magic moment.
I think the period of being code basically said that just could shoot you with this Nerf gun if you pause. I wouldn't doubt it. That's funny. Yeah.
Okay, so we have no Italian results from the team phase of 1978. She was not in the round, so let's try the year before.
That was. I mean, that was
Problem is,
pretty.
we don't have that many
Yeah, it's difficult.
results from this period.
Man, Catherine, when I went and did that Hall of Champions intro for Wheel of Gymnastics, like
Yeah, she wasn't at 74 Worlds, so
I had to go, like I literally had to go searching for all those pictures, and some of them I had to just like use the picture from like um, nationals from that year or whatever that team or like something like along those lines because it was just so difficult. At one point, there was only a picture of the remaining girls from 2004, like there's not example of them on the podium or something. It was very weird. Of Worlds when they found out they won. I was trying to get that picture, and there was none. There was no picture of it, and so there was one from like the side because the video is so poor quality or something happened. Yeah.
I think it would be hilarious if Scott could find pictures of Donatella beam struggling at the 76 Olympics.
Oh my god. Should we ask him?
Somebody should.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. He follows me still, but like
If
someone should ask. I'm kind of. I just feel the way about Scott at the moment. I don't know.
Squishy asked for Donatella at the 1976 Olympics.
Yeah, Squishy, you ask. Oh my god, if we can get that, I would cry. I would literally do so many like cute little historic like videos, but oh my god, stop. That'd be so annoying.
But yeah, I would not be surprised if it was just like the code was you get to throw things at the gymnast in 1976. Okay, you're gonna tell me how she falls, by the way.
She's
And
just tired,
I like
Catherine.
the color of this Leo,
Oh, it's
but
gorgeous.
it's clearly not a Leo they like.
It's a gash. That's a surgical scar,
Like
Catherine.
they have never worn this Leo again.
It's a surgical scar. Gorgeous, gorgeous Arabian. Great form. I hate this fucking angle. But the lights look that beautiful lights, please. Those starry lights. She's fine. Good. A little She's trying to rein in her power, and when you are a tired puppy, like it's difficult. If you're just a powerful gymnast to begin with, which Shai is, it's difficult to really control and rein in all that power which is most of the time what happens to her. She just has so much power. And here, this is just, I mean, again, you're doing full body tension. Like it, your body is tense, 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 so you can stay on the beam, pushing your center of gravity towards the beam. Stand up position, good. We're great, okay. Or the present position. We'll turn, okay. Your hips are fully engaged. You're literally tensing your entire body. Right, not J.J. Abrams. Here, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, no, she was just trying to stick it. She was trying to stick it. So she undercooked it to be able to stick it instead of like bouncing back or anything like that. Yeah, see here, it's undercooked. Yeah, it's undercooked. She wanted to stick. She undercooked it just yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a funny fall because she's okay.
Yeah, she never falls. It's just, and at this point, and who isn't tired? We were
Well, I mean,
tired.
she used to fall. She used to fall a lot.
Yeah, and it's just put to have it on a beam routine, but she knows it was a pretty damn good beam routine for what it's worth. Yeah, that kind of hurts. Yeah, because hasn't she fallen on beam at Worlds?
Uh,
Or am I remembering
no.
incorrectly?
World, U.S. Championships
Yeah, even Reeby
because
switched
she
half is
used to
amazing.
fall. She used to fall a lot domestically, so everyone was like, "She's gonna fall at Worlds," and then she didn't.
Good for her. Reeby's tired at this point. You know she is. Oh, thanks for the
Well, I mean,
ad. Sorry.
Reeby basically did the all around what 4 times.
Yeah, Reeby's tired. She's like, these fucking competition landings, I'm over them. Can we go home? She's just so good. Like, she's a delight to watch. She's taking vacations here and there. She has choreo. The Brazilians really did. The Brazilians and the Japanese really showed a masterclass on like how to make the code work for you, and I really appreciate them for that because it is truly a gift to see gymnasts of all shapes and sizes be successful in the sport. It's truly a gift, and one way that we didn't get to see often, right, Catherine?
Yeah.
So, and even of all ages too, which is that's a treat in and of itself. Like that, it's just I love where the sport is going, and I hope that it continues to flourish and grow from here. Because let me tell you, this young lady is going to be a star in Paris. People are going to fall in love with her. And
My one worry about the way that the sport is going is I love adult ladies,
yeah,
but I kind of think some of the fans are dismissive of younger gymnasts and say they can wait
yeah, I don't like that either. Because I mean,
because you don't know the sport.
yeah, for what it's worth, like that's like the mentality used to be like send them at 12, send them at 14, or whatever, and which is why you got age classification. And so it's one of those things like there's rules in place for a reason. And if you qualify and abide by those rules, then I don't see a reason why you should not be there if you're the best in the world or can threaten the best in the world at that moment in time, whether it be in the Olympics or Worlds.
But like I don't I don't think an older gymnast should be left home because she's had opportunities,
Yeah,
but I don't think a young gymnast should be told to wait.
me either.
I think you should take people by what they're doing at that moment
But
because you don't know that the older gymnast isn't going to rock it for the next 10 years.
hold on,
And you don't
Catherine.
know that the younger gymnast, yeah.
Read Squishy's comment.
Oh, USAG tried to get permission once to bring a 12-year-old to Worlds.
What?
Yeah,
Walk me through. Walk me through this. Hold my hand.
so I think what it was it was 1979 Worlds, I think. And basically
Hold on, my mom's telling me. Hold on, hold on,
in,
hold on. Don't tell the story without me, Catherine. Hold on. My mom's telling me.
yeah, no, I'm I'm pretty sure it was 1979 Worlds
Monday.
because they also wanted to bring her to the Olympics.
Kind of just Monday.
Paisley's got a chance of team. I just think that Paisley's problem is that she's fallen too much and now has consistency problems as a like narrative. Like if Paisley hits all of her routines at trials, I think she could go. But if she falls, then it falls back to like she fell a lot last year, she fell a lot this year. And when he gets back, we have to go to floor final. For him to come back, so I don't really know what to say.
I'm here.
Okay, so we need to go to the floor final.
Okay, man, sorry. Oh my gosh. My phone is on fire. My God. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yes, let's go to floor final. Now, the Hazley thing. I don't think it's necessarily like people discrediting Hazley per se, but it's also like if Valeri wasn't Hazley's coach, I think she'd have a lot better of an opportunity. I just don't think
And
that she has a
if she wasn't a Maggie Haney gymnast, like
yeah.
there's a lot going on there.
It's a long winding
So
story.
Tracy Talavera.
Yes, it's sorry.
So yes, so in the 70s,
Okay.
when FIG was trying really hard to get lots of countries to develop gymnastics, when it was like, you got to remember in the 70s, gymnastics was a really European, like think about the way rhythmic gymnastics is now.
Yeah.
That's what artistic gymnastics was like in the 70s. And so in order to help countries outside of Europe and in developing gymnastics nations um, get teams to worlds and teams to the Olympics, FIG used to allow really developing countries to bring like junior gymnasts.
Okay.
And so USAG, or at the time USGF, at 1979 Worlds, where they were the hosts,
Right.
wanted to bring Tracy Talavera with the idea that they also wanted to bring her to Moscow as a very underage gymnast under a set of rules for developing countries.
Well, Catherine, very famously, in the 1979 years, America was still developing as a nation. We were in the infancy of our nation.
Oh, but I will point out that we now have the floor labeled as floor again.
The what? Oh yeah.
The floor has a circling floor on it. But like, this would be like if if Great Britain applied for the universality spot.
They should, Catherine. I don't know what's wrong with that. You mean famous
Or like
colonializers?
if Great Britain asked for to be able to bring a junior gymnast to Paris because they have no knees.
It would behoove
That's
them.
basically
It would behoove them at this point.
the US problem is that they had a bunch of injuries in 1979, so like they couldn't bring all of their best, and their best weren't like great.
Fantastic.
Anyway, so it's not like, that era, but like I just worry that people have gotten into their heads that you can do gymnastics as for like 10 years, 12 years, whatever, as an adult, and they've forgotten that most gymnasts don't.
Because we've been spoiled. We've been spoiled. We've been spoiled.
Like most gymnasts are still not here for more than a quad.
Yeah, and we're lucky. I mean, now it's easier for them because NCAA and all that. But it's gymnastics is not a forgiving sport, and if you don't have fantastic technique
Like
and foundation.
Victoria Listinova now has a back injury, and from what I can figure out, it's a lot worse than the Russians are saying.
Yeah.
And like that girl may not be doing gymnastics past 21.
Absolutely not.
And if the Tokyo Olympics had been when they were supposed to be, so she wouldn't have been age eligible for Tokyo, and she would be injured for Paris.
Yeah. So.
And that's the career of a gymnast as good as Victoria Listinova.
Yeah. Yeah, we got lucky to see her. And it's just one of those things like, hell, we were lucky Kamova came back. Like, at all. Like, Kamova, even Mustafina was, and Afanasieva, really that whole, generation of Afanasieva, Mustafina, because she's their age, right? Or a little older.
Yeah.
So that whole class.
Kamova is just a year younger than Mustafina.
Yeah, but Afanasieva, is she older than all of them?
I think she's Mustafina's age.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then that whole class, it was like Afanasieva, Mustafina, what's the other girl? Nabiva. I miss Dementieva. Dementieva was lovely, but things happen.
But yeah, Squishy's right. Selection is a zero-sum game. So if you keep a bunch of older gymnasts around, you are also not. Yeah. Maybe the AI saw Shy's opening pose on floor.
Maybe.
Which looks like it's in point. Anyway, I mean, I'm struggling because obviously I have this on the brain because of the discussions of Seitz and Kevrich, and I don't like the people who say that Seitz has been there 3 times, but also Seitz has been there 3 times.
Right.
But also, we don't know that Kevrich will be there for LA.
Nope.
And certainly Kevrich shouldn't act like she'll be there for LA.
Yeah, no. Because listen, she could get a bit taller. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're the U.S. also, if you're not sending them to Worlds, you're not sending them anywhere.
Yeah.
So
music.
What is? Yeah, music.
Sorry, my apologies.
This is where the judges have to work
anyway,
out whether she's
it's complicated.
The music.
And I don't think the gym feds have fed into this, but I think the fandom is very dismissive of younger people in a way. And I wonder if part of that is that the U.S. younger generation does not look impressive.
As well as the big tumbles.
Well, I mean, really, who looks impressive? From the juniors,
The French, the Italians,
the Germans, well, kind of.
The younger European generations look good.
Look set,
and
as they always have. You're Romania.
For me, it's full of drama.
Yeah.
It's got all the artistry in there, and
I'm gonna go back to this. It's been 8 years since the Nasser scandal broke.
Yeah.
And if you're an adult wanting to put your little girl in a sport 8 years ago, it wasn't gymnastics.
Hold on. We got to pause. Green-eyed, you weren't here last night. You didn't see. Oh,
yeah, Green-eyed.
Oh, my God. Introduce it.
We have to pause so that Green-eyed can see her baby.
Yes.
Or his baby.
Okay, you have to. Oh, my God. His baby, yeah. Oh, my God. You're going to lose your shit. So, I was bored. And by bored, I mean I was procrastinating on what I was doing, as I normally do. Because I just hate myself. I'm a terrible person. And so I was like, I should do that right now, as I normally do with everything I do. What is it? No, I have to do that thing. This thing. application capture. That's right. And is anyone talking right now? And they is only getting chat or is the stream buffering? I don't know. We've been back.
So the stream is paused
Oh yeah, stream is paused. Yeah.
because he is trying to find something for Green Eyed.
Yes. Where is she? I know. Okay, hold on. She's right here. I can see her. How do I share her? There she is. Okay, there she is. Oh my God, there she is. Okay, now I go here.
And now we're in an ad break.
Oh, fantastic. Good. Oh, there she is. There she is. I found her. Okay, so now I enable it. Okay, hold on. Yes, I ruined it. So that's Almost Panda.
Well, we've got to wait until the ad break is over.
Well, then let me go back up. I didn't ruin it then. Let me move this up. Well, let's move her up with me.
Oh, okay. Green Eyed is a subscriber, so
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there's Most Panda.
or he is.
Yeah, he is. But he won, right? He won. Yeah, that's Most Panda. She has the most one of us little white bows. It's Most Panda. We're gonna start using her too. She's cute. Made for France. Look at her. Yeah. It's so cute. She's so cute. That. Oh, period. Yeah, those are Leanne bows. Sure. Oh, she has been a very retro leotard. It's like it's only fitting. And we're gonna I really want to put her in the SARS leotard. I think it'd be funny. Maybe we'll do it like with every leotard we see from the final. We'll do like a gymnastics minute with her or something. Right? She's cute. I did my best. Okay. So we're back.
We can go back and restart the final, but
Yeah.
we had to show you.
We had to show you,
Olga.
man. Yeah, this is your fault. Oh shit, I did the wrong thing. This is all your fault. So there you go. All right. All your fault. All your autocorrect's fault.
She's a little bit unhappy with herself. Well, she even looks just a little bit unhappy there, as though maybe it could have been better.
We're almost
but I
done.
thought that was a great routine. Really, she's got beautiful hands. She tumbles.
Are we almost done? This is the first
better.
pitter.
Super double twisting, double back.
Let me get
Well, I mean,
water.
this is the you go get
Yeah,
some water.
Maybe
He,
she
like,
just felt
he doesn't
a
even
lot
drink the
of
whole
pressure
bucket.
on her
He's just
shoulders.
he doesn't
There's the
slobber in his
front
water, so I have to constantly
full
change it.
twist, walk out into the double
He's a
tap.
diva.
You have to
Go.
include a forward element. So if you can do a difficult forward element within a tumble run, that's great.
Yeah, are you serious right now?
Chris, I don't know your take on this, but I always think as a coach to a gymnast, regardless of what you thought about the routine, you should come off all smiles as though it's the greatest routine you've done, because it almost sends a wrong signal to the judges that, oh, was there something wrong with that? And I didn't think there was anything wrong with that routine.
No, and I always say to my gymnasts, don't tell the judges you think it was terrible. Go off as if it was great. But I think she'll be a bit unhappy with that opening spin series, because you have to hold that first foot up, which she didn't really, and then she didn't quite make the double spin at the end. And I suspect that affects quite heavily her D score, her difficulty score. She would be depending on that spin series.
Well, it's a 13.666 for Charlize Jones, but the thing is that's now set the tone for the gymnasts that are to follow as far as the judges are concerned. The next one up is Flavia Sareva. Now Flavia qualified fourth. She's 24 years old, but she fell in the all-round final on floor.
You're missing floor finalist.
Back in 2019.
You're missing the great medals weren't for me.
Well,
Flavia finally gets her
charismatic performer.
world floor medal.
Fantastic or makes mistakes. You know, there's no halfway measures.
This is Artlist.io, a platform built to empower your business with high-quality creative assets, music, footage, templates, and sound effects.
And because he's gone, we get to watch an ad.
Everything a brand needs to create stunning videos. Trusted by the world's biggest brands, it offers a tailored license to meet your business needs on any platform. This is Artlist, and this is how you create without limits.
What do Elma, Jimmy, and Marcus have in common? They all grew their businesses with Fiverr freelancers. Whether it's for building a new e-commerce store, seeking marketing or business consultation, boosting performance with a variety of AI services, or even if they're an architecture firm looking to get more work done. It's all made possible with Fiverr freelancers. Join millions of business owners already growing their businesses with Fiverr.
And we're back to Flavia.
Well, that was a great start. Now she really does live the performance right through the face. Another big tumble coming. All super double straight. Oh, can she leap? That was fabulous. And that. One and a half, full front.
Back. Sorry.
Well, we've seen three super landings.
Yeah,
Come on,
Okay.
Flavia.
hold on. The head was good.
Lovely double pike.
Sorry. I was just like, I might as well go get water for myself
She
too.
sold that routine fantastically.
Okay, so you missed Flavia.
I mean, but did I? Because I know there's routine that can put on my hand. It's gorgeous. She does a great
So
job.
I love that Flavia is now in the like her era of
Winning
like
medals.
yeah.
Well, I watched back like our favorite moments of the year the other day with my friend Hillary, and I was very passionate about when I said that I was happy for her because she did tell the Olympic Channel that she came back with fire, with blood in her eyes, which is an expression in Portuguese that's like, I came back, wanting to kick some ass and really go for it and take it. And that's what she's done. After a horrific ankle like situation, had to reconstruct her ankle much like they did Riley McCusker's. Like, it's what it is, you know what I mean? Like, Flavia is the benchmark for doing switch rings and for, artistry on floor. Well, now it's, I just sneezed. Sorry, my bad. Excuse me. And now it's Ellie Black, but for the longest, Donatella calls her our darling Flavia. Our dearest Flavia, or whatever it is she calls her. She loves her. Like, she adores Flavia, and Flavia is world-renowned and loved. So, yeah, she's fantastic. I love her. She deserves everything she has. She's worked so hard for it.
Oh, so
Her little boyfriend.
I'm going to use my love for Flavia to point something out because, again, I'm obsessed with Kellen Coverage this week. Some asshole said that Coverage should stop doing the all-around and focus on one or two events. And I'm like, if someone told Flavia to do that in 2016...
she would have slapped the fuck out of you.
Yeah. Like, no.
Yeah, no, that's an awful thing to say to somebody.
Like,
these people are not smart people, Catherine.
Yeah, like,
they can't be.
Do not tell a gymnast that they should become a special unless it's or something, because, like, first of all, training one event is boring as shit.
Yeah, and it leads to overuse.
And it leads to overuse, and it leads to burnout.
Yep.
gymnasts don't go down to one event unless they absolutely have to.
Or unless you're at the ceremony, you just can't do bars.
Yeah, but she didn't go down to one event. She went down to 3.
Yeah. That's true.
Into the front somersault, just outside the floor.
Anyway, this was a German 4-year fan who I think only understood German gymnasts as specialists. So, like, one of the things he invoked was Hambuchen, but Fabian Hambuchen would also have slapped you if you told him to be a specialist because he was not a
He was an
specialist.
all-rounder. Fabian Hambuchen is famously the investor behind the 3D Gym app, which I'm subscribed to, and I realized I haven't subscribed to for the past year and a half.
So I'm still not into Visser as a floor worker.
I said this yesterday. I'll say it again. It's I mean, you guys said it. It's Soviet kind of.
But it's not
But
like
it's not
actual Soviet. It's like an impression of Soviet.
The vague idea of Soviet.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about anybody's body, but like she
No.
worries me. She does.
Yeah, I just having met very, very skinny people, like my friend Crystal, I was talking about yesterday, who was ridiculed for being so skinny, but then she became a model and killed the world. Amazing. She was that skinny, and it wasn't like she tried to eat. She would try. She wouldn't gain weight. Some people are just naturally skinny like that. They're blessed with the lottery. But all that to say that perhaps she's just a very skinny girl. Now, I don't believe that and I hate saying this, of Nastia. Get that?
She was not the skinny, but Adex, she was not the skinny 2 years ago.
She was not?
No.
Oh, I didn't know the situation. I was just trying to like.
No, I'm just like. It happened in 2022, and if you look at routines from early 2022 to late 2022, you can notice a difference.
Really?
Yeah.
That's worrisome then.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I hate having that conversation about somebody's body, but she worries me.
Yeah, as someone who had bulimia while doing gymnastics, it's not fun, y'all. It's not great. Like you're.
I will show you some video later when we're not on stream.
Oh, actually, when I went to rehab for bulimia, one of the only places that I could go was Wickenburg Ranch. Rosewood Center in Wickenburg, Arizona. And part of the therapy was like helping them build stuff, which was kind of odd. It still is odd now. But also like equine therapy, art therapy, a forced group. And it was just not, I mean, it was okay. I had a weird relationship with it just because of things that happened. But yeah. And the thing is, like, people who have eating disorders, having been one, usually it comes down to the emptiness you feel after, like, I guess, purging, or the emptiness you feel without it or without food. It's just like feeling that emptiness and then choosing to be able to feel that when you want to is a sense of like trying to regain power of your life. Because you can control your weight. You can't control anything else. It's weird. It's odd. Sorry.
I mean, it's hard. So, Simone Biles. Let's talk about the Simone Biles floor.
I like this floor. I don't like the fact that it has no artistry. It would have been very minimal changes.
I like the landing still.
Yeah, the landings are great.
I like the feeling that she cared about landings again, because
for the time being,
that's one of the things that I really enjoy about her was like when she wants to be precise, she's so amazing.
Yes. Also, angry Simone is always fun, Simone.
I love this tumble. Full twisting front into double. Just like she's doing it.
Yeah, the ponytail is everything.
Is that you, Tom Forrester?
Oh my god, right? I don't think people know like what the reference is. I know it. Will you explain?
So when Jade was trying to work on performance before Tokyo, he went and visited her gym because he had relatives nearby or something. And he and Laurie Forrester watched her do her routine, and Laurie announces she would look much more playful if she put her hair in a ponytail. And so Carrie does that, and he says, and her routine looks so much better with her hair in the ponytail.
I just want to know how Jade felt. Like her reaction to that.
Yeah.
I can only imagine her. Cause Jade is so nice. She's probably like, okay, but just like in the abstract, I would have slapped him.
Absolutely, and fantastic. You know, her difficulty is so huge.
Yeah.
She's probably got almost one whole mark more in
Yeah, I would wear my hair like I would shave my head in protest. 1,000%. I'd be the ball gymnast, bitch. Yes. Yeah, just in spite. Let's go. You want a ponytail, motherfucker? Okay, here's nothing.
It's currently leading. She had to put in a 5.7. This is a 6.7. One of her skills in there.
Yes, I do. You know what? For me, it's that Jim Cassick interview. He's just like, no, who was it? It was not Jim Cassick. Yeah, it was Jim Cassick. He's just like smiling at Jessica like a joker. It's kind of like what's going on here? Like, can you not be a person?
So only a 0.1 penalty for that.
And I'm really, it doesn't irk me. Well, it does irk me. That's why it upsets me. But that podcast with him and the other male coach or whatever he is, Catherine, that I sent over to you and posted on Reddit. That was the most self-serving bullshit I've ever seen in my life. It was like two white guys jerking each other off.
Really?
And then he interviewed Mary Tracy, and I was like, and you know why he has access to these people, Catherine? Besides knowing them. So what he does is he offers clinics for gyms. And Tom Forrester and Mary Tracy come to your gym and do like a speech thing. Mentorship for coaches. It's such bullshit. Oh my god. It just annoyed me, like
15-5, 15-6.
Well, I think it's one of the better ones we've seen.
It's kind of like what makes you think podcast kind of annoyed me too. Like there were such like he clearly approved all those questions beforehand.
My problem with what makes you think podcast is always that she doesn't challenge anybody, which is her stick, and her thing is, I just let them talk.
Yeah.
Which works with some things, but the problem is that some of the people she has on to give a platform to already have a platform.
And they deserve to be pushed on certain things.
Yeah.
And listen, I get it, Nicole. We've had a conversation clandestinely. For me, it was like she was trying to downplay who she actually was. And with a career like that,
yeah, I mean,
like, honey, like, I would be like, this is who I am. These are my credentials. And the fact that she didn't do that first.
So I mean, I think she's gotten much better.
Oh, much better, much better. Yeah.
But
she was good on gymnastics.
I think the interview that really bothered me was Jonathan Horton.
Yeah.
Because she let him put out a narrative about why people hate him.
Yeah.
Which has nothing to do with why people hate him.
No.
And the man has written 2 books.
And they are just awful. Not
he's
awful.
But like he's had a platform to tell his side of the story.
Yeah.
So she just gave him another platform to make the people who don't like him sound like assholes.
Yeah.
When in fact, his narrative was that social media is bad and Twitter people are mean, and Twitter makes people mean, and like, yeah, Twitter makes people mean. It made him mean.
Yeah, it made him mean.
He was mean on Twitter.
He was.
and that's why people are mad at him.
He just spoke
But
out of his ass.
right. So he made this narrative about this, and she didn't push back on any of it. And I refuse to believe that she's not smart enough
To have
to
formulated a
have
question.
known. Yeah, like she, I'm sure, knows why people hate him.
Yeah, of course.
But like there's a clip from that podcast on YouTube as a video that says, "Why do people hate Jonathan Horton?" And it is not why people hate Jonathan Horton
at all. Alice and
So
Sella
anyway,
has been
that's my.
sometimes. No, she's never meddled like that. I mean, she won a beam at European Championships, right?
Yeah, she's been a European Championships beam medalist, but she's never
won an international medal.
Why is this not letting me?
Get moved by Antwerp. Get moved by motion. Yeah, this triple is this did break my heart. All right, Alice. Yeah, she was stoning. Apparently, she was resting or something, and they were like, "You're in." She's like, "Okay, I'm in." No, I'm kidding. She was there. She was a reserve.
That was the all around.
True. So she's in here for Gadarova.
Yeah, she's in here for Gadarova, but Gadarova got hurt right before the all around final, so she also came into the all around final as a reserve.
And Vimeo was like, "We get an ad." There we go. So this triple, I don't think should have been devalued. Like, look. It's
So,
fine.
Pause it.
Oh, pause
Pause it.
Pause it. And on the landing?
Like, pause it. Pause it
There.
at her landing.
There. That's her landing.
So look at the angle of her shoulders to the angle of her feet.
They're facing the same way.
They're not.
Look. We'll do this. They are. Facing the same way.
I think that's the camera angle.
Here's her shoulders, right? Oh, well, she does have a twist here. Hold on. Here her feet.
Yeah.
She goes up to do the line. Yeah, they are. They are.
Like.
Yeah. Slightly.
I mean, it's slight.
A bit.
And
yeah.
the question is, like, at what point did you see her shoulders land? I mean, also, like,
yeah.
If you could go back a second or two.
I can. Hold on. Let's do this in slow-mo. Let's do this in slow-mo. And then we'll zoom in.
I mean, she also may be guilty of the fact that she has had downgradable triples so often that judges are, like, nitpicking on this.
She's
which
short.
is unfair, but
she's short.
Yeah, that's why she's downgraded.
Yeah, she's short.
Thank you.
She's short. Yeah, I see it now. That's a Reagan Smith triple. 2 and 1/3.
Yes, I'm sorry, Green Eyed. That's a downgrade.
Yeah, that's downgrade.
Like she does really good at getting it to look
fully round,
all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah, that
but like her shoulders are fully not in the same direction as her feet. Anyway, we can go back.
No, I see it now. Now that we like have it here, like she's not all the way around. Yeah, she's not. It's like a Reagan Smith 2 and 1/3. No, 2 and 2/3.
2 and 2/3 maybe.
2 and 2/3. Yeah, I'm terrible at that.
And if she'd been like 2 and 3/4,
even better.
But if it was,
oh shit! Another going slow-mo. Hold on.
yeah, it's dumb that if you connect out of it, it can't be downgraded. But also, like, I understand that because you
need that rebound.
I don't think a judge could see that in the rebound.
No. You can if you're like watching intently. Oh, Alice.
Bit of a smile there, lucky escape. Well done, Alice. Superb control.
Once again, I just want to point out, your foot has to land from where it started on wolf turns. If not, We have to do like specific, like 1, 2.5, whatever. But like, if it doesn't, it's a deduction. Discomfort pass, my God. The layout after 2.5 that Jordan Weaver did that one time at Worlds, her ponytail was close to the floor. My God, that's scary.
So at some point in the future, not on stream, you have in your DMs one video of Visser at the start of 2022 and one at the end.
Okay.
Fantastic performance from Alice Kinsella in this World Championships. 20 minutes preparation for the all-around final and a top 10 finish. And what about that at the last minute coming in? Christine, you must be very proud.
I'm absolutely thrilled with her. She's taken the opportunity to come out here, perform her beautiful routine. Her real strength is her attitude. You know, every chasse is with the toes.
I don't
So,
think the scene coaches are like.
sorry, while we're doing this, Owen Field asked Twitter for the best fluff pieces of all times, and Cordelia Price tagged me, and I said I did this a couple of years ago. Here is my finding 8 of gymnastics fluff pieces, and all of these coaches have now liked this, and I was like, oh, you've all discovered that I have cataloged.
Oh no, Catherine! They opened Pandora's box.
Yes, like all that like coaches gaggle of people have now discovered that document of fluff pieces exists.
Man, Catherine, they love you as they should. My God, you're an invaluable resource. And I just wish you are in full comprehension of that. Like, we are so privileged to have you.
I just find it funny because like I sent the link and then like there's a string of likes, which of course you can't see on Twitter anymore from anybody else, and they're all coaches. I'm like, oh shit.
You're like, oh shit, because most of them were gymnasts in the era.
Yeah,
Oh.
and like there's a whole like section of that document about Florida fluff, for example.
Oh no, Catherine! I just hope you know they're gonna use that in a bunch of like their like pre-promo videos now.
The triple twist, they've only called it a 2.5.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done. Because she normally has a 5-6.
Like, wait for
because
this season.
that was like a document of all the fluff that's been made that you can find on YouTube for ever.
Catherine has this like innate ability to just like be able to compile things because she knows them and she writes it down. And I really want to give your 10s because like she was trying to compile every meet on YouTube and then they just destroyed her channel. She had done so much work, y'all. So much work.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I've sort of.
You've grieved?
I now just put up the meets I want to put up.
Yeah. Have you grieved enough?
Yeah, I have. I mean, you can't undo it.
You can't. Which, I mean, understandable, the copyright, whatever the fuck, but like at the same time, like someone has to do it.
The people who killed it are people who were very stupid to have done it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who did it because I don't think the Federation is not responsible for the person who did that.
No.
But anyway, so I dropped in the chat my if you ever want to find a fluff piece.
Yeah. And we've done a whole show about it, right?
Yeah.
That was fun. I do want to do a show over the underage classification sometime. Because you did post a great post on Tumblr before we actually started doing shows together. And I really want to revisit that. Because I think it's very fascinating.
Where I could show you routines of all the people who should not have been competing.
Yes. And just like you walked us through the entire situation and how age specification has been a part of the sport since its inception, practically.
The first age falsification that we have verified is that I know of Like I'm sure there were before, but the ones that we absolutely know for sure, the first major one that where you're like, why is that not a scandal?
Yeah.
The 1981 world champion,
Okay.
who should have been at least 14 years old, like 15 in the time of competition was the rule. Oh, and 15 in the year of competition.
Right.
She
Well,
was
let me
12.
oh shit, I'm gonna guess. She was 12.
Yeah, we've watched that meet.
Oh yeah, we have. We did. Crazy.
And she looks 12.
Yeah. She's that baby.
It's Olga Bicharova.
Yeah, Bichirova.
And ironically, Bicharova had a long ass career.
It is. And
Like, Bicharova was a Soviet gymnast who competed from 81 to 89. And she was a grown-ass married woman when she was still competing in 1989. And you're like, everyone had to have known you were 12 because you do not look like the same person.
That's the difficulty you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the difficulty. The execution.
I mean, she's still short as fuck. Like, this was a woman who never grew. Which, like, when you write an age falsification post and you show pictures of her, it's a little unfair because she clearly looks like a baby, but also she never grew that high.
Yeah.
Tall, so like, but yeah.
I know
No,
several.
the Soviets had age falsified gymnasts on their 1981 world championship team. There was no worlds in 1982, but Bicharova was in the 1982 World Cup, which she couldn't be at. She was still young for that. So Bicharova is now, by 1983, she's old enough to be in the World Championships. So she's okay, but that team still has an age falsified gymnast on it because Olga Mospanda was also age falsified, so she shouldn't have been in 1983 Worlds or 1984 Friendship Games. And Ekaterina Szabo, I don't understand why they age falsified her because Szabo was age eligible for the major meets that she competed in, but for some reason they lowered her age anyway. And then Danielle Salavas was like a fetus in 1985 when she wins the beam championship.
Wow, it's pretty double.
And like, I think Olga Mospanda won the 1983 beam championship. So that's like the first 3 world championships of the 1980s.
Catherine.
Had, yeah.
Look what Green Eye just said. I'm so done. That's so funny. She was old enough in panda years, Catherine.
She was old enough in panda years.
The
Anyway,
most panda.
So the first 3 world championships of the 1980s had world champions who were not old enough to be there. Between the Soviets and the Romanians.
Well.
So you have no, and I don't know of any case from 1987, but then the next case you get is 1989, and you're like, Kim is so obviously like 8
Kim,
that you're like,
another Kim?
No, Kim Gon-suk.
Oh yeah.
She's like obviously 8. But no one can prove it, and then she shows up to the next Worlds, and I don't understand why she wasn't caught at the next Worlds when she showed up with the same year, 2 years, at the same age 2 years later.
I'm still 11. Yes, still 11. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm 14. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, like, she was, I think she was 14 for like 3 years in a row, and then she was 16 at the Olympics.
Can you imagine? What's your birthday? It was like getting carded in the U.S. Like, back in the day. What's your birthday then?
Although we should also at some point show the investigative report about the Zabo Agaki impersonation, which is hilarious.
Oh my god, yeah. So actually, the episode of Misinformation for Alex at Night I was working on, it covers misinformation in gymnastics and in our culture right now. And it mentions this. It mentions the Nadia Khamenei chance thing from Worlds when they were at Fort Worth.
So she still says that that was a real thing, and
Jessica said it wasn't.
I know Jessica said it wasn't, but Nadia said it was.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not inclined to trust Jessica's version of this because Jessica is getting it from like old propaganda.
Yeah.
But like, there was that Nadia and the Secret Police book that I have not read, which probably says the truth.
Well, that's what she got
But
it
since
from.
Jessica, well, like, the part of the issue is like Jessica has conflated so much historical thing that I don't trust her.
Right. No, actually, so I made an intro for them for that their version of the documentary, or whatever, because she like bought the rights to some shit or something, right? And or just met up with the guy. I made an intro for them, and it was really cool. It was like it looked like an HBO intro.
I mean, that book is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So,
oh, my girl, my home girl.
You love this floor, and I just wish she had more artistry.
Well, and here's the thing, okay? Because we know because there's things in the background of this whole thing. So let me paint a cute little story, y'all. Gather up, okay? All hands and feet inside the vehicle. So we've heard about this young lady for years, right? She was throwing triple doubles, she could tumble, whatever the fuck. And we knew this. Camila Buenia was her mother. Once artistry became like a thing, the Romanians hired Patrick, I think is his name, to coach the girls in artistry because he helped do all the videos and basically write that code. And your girls, all the girls. You had Panor, you had who else, Catherine? A bunch of Gojin's a good one. But basically all the icons like team up and try to Silivas just try to enact coup d'etat because we have great enough coaches here in Romania. Why would we want to go search somewhere else? And got to the point where like her mom,
she's just walking between her tumbling.
She is. She's giving nothing, and I hate it. It's giving sassy, and that might have been good in Athens, but it's not good here. So her mom took her and like will not let her train at Deva, where they all are. All the girls are at Deva, being coached by Patrick and being helped with their artistry, except this young lady who trains in
Bucharest.
I was sitting there in Bucharest with her mom, and this routine is very her mom. Like you can just tell, and the rest of the Romanian team, they all have such great artistry on floor. As did who was the young lady that got bullied? I forget her name.
Like she's waving her arms and walking between her tumbling presses, and her tumbling presses are amazing.
No, they're incredible. They're incredible. It's just she is giving nothing. Nothing. She's not rolling enough on the floor.
She could have beaten Flavia.
Oh well, she could have beat both Flavia and Ribi. She has difficulty. It's just a goddamn artistry.
Yeah, anyway.
And that's what's so annoying about this. It's like I love her to death, but her mother being her coach is at her detriment. And she needs to go to Patrick if she wants to be successful in the next squad. Because I can see her sticking around for a while.
Bronze medalist at the Europeans earlier this year.
They paced her horribly.
Yeah.
They paced her horribly. Go ahead.
But she hasn't had injuries, so.
Not that I remember. I want to say she has, but no, I don't think so. She may not have.
Yeah, I don't think she's been injured, so. I mean, you side-eye that much tumbling difficulty on a junior that she was doing, but I don't think she's.
Yeah, oh yeah, the hand swings are the thing too. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I think her beam is idiotic. Like when it works, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just one of those girls. Like she wants to do the hardest thing she can at all times. She's one of those girlies because she's young. She's young. She's a first year senior. She's
No,
no second.
she's second now.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's still a baby though. She's a young gymnast. Like that will change. I hope it gets better. I hope I hope Camila can see past her own like ego and like know that her daughter could be winning medals. Like winning medals.
13-7-6,
And she hasn't been able to because of her
it's
training.
a fourth place finish.
Yeah, isn't she gonna like petition or inquire the score?
Yeah.
Absolutely thrilled with that
And it's
fourth
rejected.
place finish. She can't quite believe it. Tears all round.
Like, if she had cared,
Well, I think that
like,
is
one
Miles' 23rd
like iota of a shit about
championship
artistry.
title.
One iota, Catherine.
13.633
Like, give me a little shimmy, you know, like roll it onto the floor, like something. But no, how the good enough coaches in Romania?
Is the world floor champion
Anyway,
6 times.
so
Floor
I have
the
now
world
seen
is coming to Paris.
Go ahead.
The golden girl
What?
of the sport.
I'll ask you after. Go ahead.
So anyway, go ahead. The world is coming to Paris. They're great gymnasts.
Yeah. And that happens. Okay, so we have Olympic trials next week. No, 2 weeks.
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks out. What have we learned from this, Catherine?
That you can't leave points on the table.
Not anymore. Not anymore. It's just not. You're playing a really difficult game if we're going to try to do that because the world has now caught up to Simone Biles. The world has not caught up to the United States.
The world has not caught up to Simone Biles. Rebe has caught up to Simone Biles, maybe.
Rebecca has, yes.
But the world I'm going to backtrack on you on this.
Okay.
The world has not caught up to the United States as a whole.
No.
Because it hasn't caught up to Simone and it hasn't caught up to Shy.
Yeah, I can see that now. Lofty statement on
But
my part.
the rest of the United States, like, Shy and Simone are going to carry that team to a gold medal.
Yeah. Barring any disaster, yeah. I get it.
And the rest of the U.S. gymnasts beyond, like, Shy and Simone do not look appreciably better than the top gymnasts at other countries in the world.
I can
And
see that.
let me get on my high horse and tell you why.
Getting your high horse, Queen.
Tom Forrester, for the years that he was in charge of this program, turned everybody into a fucking 1990s generic all-arounder instead of having people focus on their strengths. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have continued doing the all-around, but like Leanne should have been focusing on one or two events to be excellent at. But the best example I can think of is Tiana. Tiana should be one of the best beamers in the fucking world. And she should be in this conversation for this Olympic team. And I'm so angry about this. She should be in this conversation. But the U.S. program, partly under Tom and partly under the current people, have made her try to focus on improving her bars that don't mean shit.
Yeah, she doesn't need them.
Like, she needs them for
all around bullshit.
Keep doing them. But like, she should not have been spending that much time investing in her bars.
Or maybe not
because
even move to WCC.
That's a whole other question.
That's why she moved there.
Like, but that's because the program told her that she needed to work on her bars.
Yeah.
Like, we have a gaggle of identical gymnasts.
Not a gaggle, Catherine.
Like Leanne, Kayla, like Tiana, Hazley, like they all offer about the same thing.
Now, would you say that is Tom's fault, or as much as like that's just how the U.S. coach are good at one or two events, or like the same events. They're all
No, I think you can see it because think about Lori Hernandez,
MGL8. Okay.
like, but not MGLA, but think about when you think of Lori,
Mm-hmm.
she was an all-arounder. She was a good all-arounder.
Good, yeah.
What were her standout qualities?
Beam and floor.
Yeah. So like Lori trained bars, but she was not trying to become like as good on bars as she was on beam and floor.
Yeah.
But like, and the reason why I blame Tom is because he was so stuck in the time when he was an elite coach.
The Christie Powellification of WAG, as Green Knight said.
Like, Tom has never let go of when he was an elite coach.
It always comes back to her. She'll always be famous.
Yeah, like Spencer did an analysis, like Squishy is pointing this out in chat. Spencer did an analysis in 2021, and you could have put 11 different gymnasts in the 4 spot and basically gotten the same score, and they haven't fixed that.
Well, haven't we seen that same exact thing? Like even with the people have been doing stats. I know Richie did some stats. Like, everybody's been doing stats. It's the exact same thing. Like there's a high scoring team, but there's 11,000 permutations of that 4 spot.
Yeah, there is no, the like highest scoring team is not appreciably different from the next ones, and it's like Jordan, Kayla, Paisley, like Carrie, like all of these, and unless Carrie brings those vault upgrades and makes herself her own gymnast, she's in that gaggle of people that is the same gymnast. And the problem is that Shy, who has made herself great on like bars and is working on these other things, she's an event medalist.
Yeah.
And none of those other people are, because they're not focusing enough on their best events and on their strengths. Like, so you have Simone and Shy and a million people who are the same gymnast.
Yeah.
And what I mean when I say the U.S. has caught up, the world has caught up to the U.S. is they have not caught up to Simone or Shy, who have been smartly managed and focused.
Mm-hmm.
What the world has caught up to is the Kayla DiCello Wong non-Animonar Carey Hazley, like all of that group of people, is not appreciably better than Melina Esposito.
No, Melina Esposito is and she's.
But and in 2016, the average U.S. gymnast was better than the world as a whole. And if that's the world catching up to the U.S. is one thing, and I'm fine with that.
It was going to happen.
It was going to happen, but this happened because of apathetic mismanagement.
Yeah. And it's sad because imagine how many girls we could have like really built up to be the best versions of themselves in terms of like their gymnastics. If like, because not even just Tom, like Marta was kind of the same way. She'd be like, you don't need to train that. Don't train that. Don't worry about that. But then like, if you didn't give her the results she wanted, she would just throw you away. It was a very risky game to play even now.
Okay, so if you wanted to if you are trying to be like a strategic person, pick 2 events that Leanne should have like focused on.
Beam and bars.
Bars.
Yeah, bars.
Okay, DiCello. What 2 events should she have focused on?
Listen, I'm gonna say she should have been beam and bars, but her floor is good.
I think she should have been beam and floor.
Yeah, beam and floor. I would go beam and floor.
Like her bars are quite good, but like they're all arounder bars.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tiana is she should be a floor and beam person.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should be able to mix and match in this team.
You should. Yeah, you should. And the fact that you can is at the detriment of the program as a whole. Hold on.
Like
I have one thing for you. What? Keep talking.
So Squishy goes, I think Tom let himself be blinded by the +1 spot as a place where you could put someone whose all-around program is lopsided. He would not have put a 2022 Tiana on a team. He had made her a +1.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
So we
Jordan should be a floor and bars person, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that these people's other pieces don't matter,
Mhm.
but you should have had more focused training.
And the thing is, like, they could have. It was available to them, but because Bruce Kulikowski's coach.
But Shy is good on all of these pieces.
Yeah.
But she became. If you look at the progression of Shy's, we're all in love with Sarah Herngel right
Yeah.
now. Shy made herself a great bars worker,
Right.
and with the functional vault, and then she made herself a beamer and a floor person.
Because she wasn't great on beam for a while.
She didn't try to do all of them at once.
Yeah.
Am I making any sense?
No, you are. You are. She went incrementally. Like she incremented on this event. She incremented on that event. She like worked on this and worked on that, but it wasn't all at the same time. It came together. It didn't.
And can I like?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Sarah explains this. You go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Can I point out, if you go and look at, since I have, obsessively looked at this poor 16-year-old German's career, Kevrich starts as a bars girl. She looks like she's going to be a bar specialist. She then shows up with that TTY. She then shows up with a floor that's really good, and she's now going to have to bring that beam up.
Yeah.
But she's not trying to do them all at once.
No. So, do you see what's going on your Twitch?
Yeah, I see the Twitch thing. So
Okay.
let's do this. We didn't do it after.
Yes.
Okay, so pick somebody.
All right, I'm gonna go. Are we gonna differ? Or are we gonna argue about it? We can argue about it.
Select someone and we'll talk.
Okay, I'm gonna go because I couldn't wouldn't let me log back in, so I couldn't like delete the girls that aren't going to trials. But Dulce Kaler, she's the first one on here. Just going to trials.
She's gonna be happy to go to NCAA and LA.
Yeah, so non-factor. Wait for LA. Is Risa Sponda going to trials? No, right? She didn't make it.
No.
So Simone Biles.
Wait for LA.
Wait for Brisbane. Simone, wait for Brisbane. So she's a lock. She's a lock.
Yeah.
Jaden's Carey. Jada for Carey.
Do you I can't see what the categories are.
Oh, okay. So it is you have locks, second string, not likely, watching from home, non-factor, wait for LA.
I think Jade is second string.
Okay.
And it depends on, she needs that Aminar.
You think so?
She needs to make a case that you don't need Skype Blakely.
Okay. I just
like this is that like Jade and Sky are now competing for the same spot in my head.
They are. I would just wish that. Man,
Squishy goes, I wonder if this was coaches getting zero direction from Tom and deciding a balanced all around was the only way to go forward, because that this wasn't coming from Valeri. Valeri was telling Jade to stop training bars because it was more worth her time to focus on other pieces. Yeah, Valeri as a strategic thing, I think was right.
He was. Remember, he's the one that found her doing triple doubles into the sandpit. Like, he saw her doing like Fabrice of us off the monkey bars. Like, he found her. He knew her.
I think based on so this is partly based on me having read the McCusker lawsuit stuff that had emails from Tom, and like the way other people have talked about it. I don't think he gave feedback. So I think some of the coaches defaulted to generic all around because it was the only way they could hope to get their kids on teams.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't giving them feedback to say, if you give me a great beam, I'll make sure she's on a team. They had to default to a good all around.
Yeah. Which I mean.
So what's the next person?
Okay, next girly. So Reese responded, you're watching from home. Sorry. You're watching from home. You're watching from Clemson.
Jordan Childs
Jordan
is not likely in my mind.
Okay, let's fight about this. Okay. She needs a chunk. She needs a chunk. She needs it. There's just no time. I don't know if she has it.
I don't think the chunk exists.
I don't think the chunk exists. Obviously, her Aminars have been trash, except for one or a couple actually. I don't know.
But she hasn't competed them in this quad, so that the Aminars are irrelevant.
I'm seeing.
I don't think the chunk exists, and her floor is too volatile.
Yeah, it should have been 3 passes. She should have worked on dance elements.
Like, she's on the highest scoring teams right now because of a floor score that is not replicatable.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she's gonna get murdered internationally. So I hate this. Gina, turn off the cameras, Gina.
I think Jordan is a lovely alternate.
Oh, Gina, the cameras. Okay, fine. Trinity Thomas, she's now wait for LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think she's quitting.
Shy Jones.
She's a lock.
She's a lock. Leanne Wang.
I don't think people realize how far ahead of everyone else in the U.S. field are because she skipped the U.S. Nationals. But the reason she could skip the U.S. Nationals is she's so far ahead of the field.
Period.
Leanne Wang is not likely.
Okay, explain why.
Because she's the same gymnast as Gicello, and the Gicello brings you more.
I need more. I need more than just that, Catherine, because I feel a type of way about this.
Literally, they are the same gymnasts, only Gicello's scores are higher.
Kelly Hill will be so happy to hear that.
I mean, there is no appreciable difference between Leanne and Kyla on a team building perspective. I know that they're people love their gymnastics and there are personality differences. I'm just talking about building a team.
Okay.
They are the same person.
Okay. All right. So.
And Jordan is barely not the same person as them.
I'm gonna say Boston CEO Leanne Wang. Honey, I don't want to see her watching from home, but I will put her not.
I think she'll be she's an alternate.
I should have added an alternate thing, but I forgot to. Okay.
Yeah.
So our Addison Faded Cheese Queen
has retired from elite gymnastics.
She will be, in fact, watching from home.
Yeah.
All right, Kayla DiCello.
I think she's second string, but could be on the team.
Yeah.
She needs to hit.
She needs to hit. She needs Kelly Hill to do several sessions with her standing under the beam, standing on the side of the bars, whatever they do.
I want DiCello on that team, but she needs to hit.
She needs to hit. She needs to have another classic 2 days in a row. Winter Cup, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's possible that Simone is the only WCC girl on this team, and all those parents should be pissed. Sky Blakely, I think, is not a lock, but she's between a lock and second string. She's higher than second string.
I would put her right there.
Put her at the start of second string.
There you go. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's basically a lock unless Carrie can so. Wait, I want to talk about Sky for a second.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Sky is in control of her destiny.
1000%.
She needs not to fall. And she and Carrie can be on the same team. They can. So Sky needs to not fall and continue to produce that chung. And Carrie needs to show that she can bring more for her vault than either Kayla Lincoln or Kayla Gicello can bring for their floor.
I wonder if she could do a Biles.
I don't know. I don't know what she's trained. But am I making sense?
You are. For me, I would like Jade to because I don't want the Aminar for her. She's had Neethans in the past.
I'm sorry, hun. She needs the Aminar.
Just saying, had she had more, if it would have been me, not Brian Carey or Tony Chapman, I would have given her like just do a Jungle Double Tuck or try like a Bowles 1 on Vault. Like just don't want that Aminar for her, but she needs it. You're right.
Like she needs something stronger than that DTY.
She needs to stick the shit out of it too.
Yeah.
She has Sukahara at one point, didn't she?
Yeah, she used to submit. She used to be this.
Yeah. So. Oh, Jaden, so Jadifer. Moving on. Lexi Sice going to LSU, effectively watching from home. Lexi Sice. Great. Fantastic. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. And hopefully she'll be a national champion with the LSU Tigers again next year.
And we should say she very firmly is saying she's not closing the door on coming back to Elite, but she's not in Elite now.
We'll call her, don't call us.
Yep.
Jocelyn Robertson.
Wait for LA.
I don't disagree. I also feel like she should go to Barnhill and just go let Weaver and Ross fix her bars.
Yeah, she needs to get away from WCC.
Absolutely. One of the Miltons. You're gonna watch from home.
No. Yeah, the Miltons are watching from home.
Yeah. This is not Caitlin Jong. This is Caitlin Jong. This is Alicia Zhu.
Jayla Hang.
Jayla Hang? Okay,
what?
My bad. It's Jayla Hang. You're right. Jayla Hang.
Jayla Hang, I believe, is on wait for LA.
Okay. She's going to LSU. So I love you, love you so much. Kisses, baby. Bye. Okay, now we get to Kalia Lincoln.
I think she's not likely and behind Leanne.
But there's a chance there because she does make up one of the highest scoring teams.
I'm gonna fight you on that because she only does that if you cherry pick her scores.
What? Oh, from Pac Rims, right? I'm from Pan American Championship.
You have to cherry pick her scores to get her on a high scoring team. The people say she's on the highest scoring team because they're using that Washington Post article.
Oh, yeah.
And she has. They're using that Winter Cup score, and if you're going to use Winter Cup scores, then you use DiCello's, and no, people are not using DiCello's Winter Cup.
Yeah, well, they
to make high scoring teams.
Anomaly. It's so sad for me because you really did the damn thing there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Lincoln can get there, but she has not shown enough in the spring to be there.
No. All right.
So so Lincoln needs to like show out and show up at trials.
Yeah.
To put herself back in the conversation.
No Matthews.
Non-factor.
Wait for LA.
No.
No, just go. Watch it from home. Kiki Young.
She's retired from Elite.
Okay, so it's not likely. I'm kidding. So you're gonna go home. You're going home. This is it's right there. It's right there. Is that Dulce Kaler? Yes. No.
We've already done Dulce Kaler, haven't we?
Oh, we did.
If you can't recognize her, then she's not a factor.
She's watching from home. I think this is one of them too. Okay, Hazy. No, this is not Hazy. This is the one song. Lacrimosa. This is Lacrimosa. I'm getting there. This is her. Lacrimosa. I'm sure they're saying it in the chat. I'm just not reading the chat right now. Let me see. This is not yet. That is Madre Johnson. Oh my God, Madre Johnson. Yes.
Yeah, it's Madre Johnson. Watching from home.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so now this is Simone Rose.
How old is Simone Rose?
I wasn't prepared for that question. I believe she's 16.
Like, I think she's like either a first year or second year senior.
She's first year.
Wait for LA.
Yeah, wait for LA.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, that's an LA gymnast. Like I'm not rating her off completely like for LA, but like she's not done cooking.
Okay, so now we get to Tiana Simona Sacra.
Not likely behind Lincoln.
Okay.
Her beam is compelling though.
This is.
Like she might. I think she's got a good shot at being an alternate.
I think this is Alicia Zoo.
Yeah, and I believe she's a non-factor.
Okay. Wait for LA or just like go watch from home.
I think she's not baked yet, so
Wait
wait
for
for LA.
Okay. This is getting hard now. This is she's watching from home. She's gonna watch from home.
Yeah, if you can't recognize her.
This is Amelia Bedelia, right? This is Amelia Bedelia.
Yeah, watching from home.
Yeah, she's watching from home. This is Hazy Rivera.
Not likely in front of Leanne.
Ooh, interesting. But not in front of Jordan?
She does not have the like Jordan could show up at trials and be amazing.
Okay. This is Tatum Drush. I believe. She didn't even
wait
qualify.
for LA.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna say what's from home.
But I mean, she's not done baking. She's a baby.
This is the young lady that did not qualify at nationals. Didn't qualify. Izzy Stassi. This is Izzy Stassi.
Wait for LA. She's way not baking. She's way not done baking yet.
I don't know who that is. So watching from home. I don't know who that girl is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching from home. I couldn't tell. Listen, the next three. The third one is Milton.
If you cannot recognize them, they're watching from home.
Okay, the third one's a Milton. Then the fourth one is Zoe Malomo. Zoe Malomo. Let's do Zoe Malomo.
Watching from home.
She made trials. Okay.
Watching from home.
Don't know any of these Caucasian children. Then we get to Suni.
I would, can I look at the second tier thing again?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just putting everybody in their place, giving everybody a spot. There you go. Who even is that? Okay, and all we have left is
Suni. So I want to look at the tier that is not right below the locks.
Okay, so we're gonna move. Okay, there we go. Boom.
I think Suni goes right behind Blakely. I think Suni is more secure than Jade and less secure than Blakely.
God damn it. Where'd you put Suni? Move Suni up again. Okay, so we're putting her here. Yeah. I mean, that pretty. Yeah, that's it. That's kind of that's. No, let's move forward.
So my view is like we've got those locks that Blakely is as close to a lock as you can be without being a lock.
Yeah.
Suni could have a disaster at trials and fall out of the conversation. So like Carrie is not like of these, like Blakely and Suni are in control of their destiny.
Yeah.
Carrie is somewhat dependent on what Blakely does.
Yeah.
DiCello is somewhat dependent on what all three of those do.
Yeah. Pretty much they're all in the driver's seat of their own destiny right now. Like each one of these girls.
No, Carrie, like Blakely is in control of herself.
Okay, her. Yeah.
And Suni is mostly in control of herself. Because here, let me propose a thought for you.
I love these thought exercises. Okay.
So, say at trials, Simone puts up a Simone beam that you're going to use in beam finals.
Okay.
And Blakely is the rock she was at nationals and has a like mid-14s beam. What if Shai shows up with a 14.5 beam? Why are you taking Suni?
I'm doing formulas in my head. Hold on. Leadership.
Do not make me throw something all the way to Texas. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, people have forgotten that Shy had upgrades to bring to, like, Shy had upgrades to bring to nationals that we didn't see.
Yeah.
I think Shy is a much bigger floor score and a much bigger beam score than people are accounting for. And so Suni may be an illusion, because if her beam is not, if she only adds like 2/10 on beam, and you're taking it, what is essentially a 2-event gymnast that has a huge like gamble risk. So let me like give you a thought process.
Okay.
Like, tell me if this is a crazy idea at trials.
Okay.
So Simone and Shy hit amazing at trials. Shy has upgrades. Like,
The
you would
world
use both
rejoices.
of,
Crops are
yeah,
harvested.
you would use both Shy and Simone in quals on in the team final on most events.
Mm-hmm.
Say Sky hits all of her routines at trials. So she's now hit 4 routines, or she's hit 4 for 4 on 4 meets in a month.
Okay.
You can't leave Sky home at that
No,
point.
she's undeniable.
Now the question becomes, you have 3 solid beams,
Yeah.
and the US isn't in beam trouble anymore. Now you look at, does Jade, who's brought you, who might bring you an Aminar, but like, who definitely has a really solid Chung,
Mm-hmm.
does she add more to your team score for that Chung than Lee's beam does? And I think that you may be in a position where Suni hits a beam, but she only adds 3/10 on your team score, but Carrie, with her 1 vault, adds 5.
Is there a scenario in which that would be your team? Blakely, Lee, Carrie, Simone, Shy.
Yeah, if I thought that Suni added more than 3/10 to your team score. But if you have Simone and Shy and Blakely on fire, and Jade brings you a really good Chung, then why the fuck are you not bringing a safety? And Suni is not safety.
So what will be your safety?
DiCello.
Mm.
Do we think the US cares, or they just bring the top 5 all-arounders? I think that they are not that stupid. I know that that's the gymcastic opinion, but I do not think Lee is going to be your top 5 all-arounders, and I do not think they would leave that beam alone if it added significantly to their team.
So really, I mean,
Like, so the Suni problem is that her vault, her DTY is a serviceable DTY, but it would be the 5th best DT. Like, Lee would be the 5th best vault on that team, and she would be not only the 5th best floor on the team, but the 5th best floor by a margin.
yeah. In her standard event, her moniker, no moniker,
Like,
not her marquee event bars, it's not there, and her beam, while
and
difficult and
like,
whatever, it's not.
and her bars were overscored.
Yeah, of course.
But like,
She's
I mean,
not going to get a 9 international execution of bars.
So like
No one is.
her bars are like a 14-2,
Yeah.
probably in reality, which is not a bad score, but like
So okay, so she's gonna put in the Nabiba Bahardwash, taking out the Jaeger. I'm guessing, or she'll do the Jaeger.
I don't think we'll see the Fultersing Jaeger
No,
until Paris.
I don't either. I'm trying to think of like what should be going for. What 6-3 maybe?
Yeah, but like also,
what's that gonna do?
I mean, it's a perfectly fine Barca team, but like you've got Shy and Simone.
Also 6-3, and then Shy 6-5.
Yeah, something like that. Like, there's a point where you start to ask if, like,
But then
Lee could bring, like,
Blake.
Lee can bring you a couple of tenths, but at the cost of worrying about Lee the whole time.
Yeah. But then the narrative.
I don't think they give a shit about narrative.
The made-for-TV narrative that's so perfect anybody would
I
be
think
stupid
that
to not acknowledge. Quote unquote.
if she hadn't, I think the narrative argument would work if she had a more solid-looking bars routine.
Yeah.
But we're talking about somebody who is making up a bars routine in June for an Olympics in July.
I love the idea of picking a team based on narrative. I know, and that's why I'm glad C Penny is long gone. But I mean,
But like, what I guess I'm trying to say is, we can't pick this team until we know exactly what Shy looks like.
yeah,
Because if Shy looks like, we're all assuming Shy's score from Classic, but we're not assuming anybody else's scores from Classic, and they all got better.
yeah.
Like, if I was gonna pick a team,
Yeah.
today,
Right now, we're leaving for Paris.
right now, it's Simone, Shy, Blakely, Lee, DiCello.
Okay.
But I think that you can make an argument that is a good one and not a stupid one for Simone, Shy, Blakely, Lee, Carey.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is if you don't trust Suni's bars, then you are in danger of having to use Jade Carey's bars in the team final. I think they want a better bars set.
Yeah.
Like, even if they don't use it.
Yeah.
Like, think about that they didn't take the I'm gonna like bitch about Spencer's analysis and the fact that he's convinced the internet of the internet of this. Like, Tom Forrester was wedded to the like top 5 all around.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer is wedded to the highest scoring team without acknowledging that the highest scoring team sometimes is stupid.
Yeah.
So like, I'll give you an example that is not the US because it's one I happen to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was a highest scoring German Euros team by a lot this year that would have had both Maluski and Kevrich on it, but only have had 3 vaults and 3 floor routines. And they didn't even consider it because that was stupid.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is that Spencer's analysis never takes into account that the selectors see how often these people fall in camp verifications. Yeah.
Camps and practices and shit, yeah.
So I think if you look, so he looked at their world selection of Leanne and how Leanne was not on any of those highest scoring teams, and he thought that was stupid and that they just went by the all around.
Yeah.
I think
I did not see
they
that. Go ahead.
like. I think that Leanne was a chosen built-in alternate. The U.S. team likes a built-in alternate, and the best built-in alternate is DiCello.
Yeah.
So that's my narrative: is that the U.S. team is ultimately conservative. They will go for a built-in alternate, and that is DiCello at the moment. It could be Jordan. Jordan could become that person, but I don't see it right now.
No. Not with that fall of Nationals. That really
Yeah.
hurt her. And she had a great Nationals other than that. Like, had she just stayed on beam?
Yeah, Ari's right. I love the idea of the highest scoring team, but often when you like calculate the highest scoring team, you're like, oh no.
Well, isn't that what happens always in all walks of life? Like, yeah, the highest scoring potential is amazing, but then people are human and things happen, and so you have to hope for the best but prepare for the worst. And I don't think we've done that in the past.
I have not Squishy. I did not see what the highest scoring team using the
I do, and I'm interested in
the
that.
lowest scores. In could you? I know it's on. I know it's on Reddit. I just didn't read that post.
So I think.
Let me go find it and you talk.
Okay, so if I'm putting my hands like hands to the fire, gun to my head, sharks underneath me, being forced to make a choice right now. I'm putting Simone, Shy. I'm moving Blakely up because I'm moving my OBS. Because it's just in my head she's cemented her spot, and my situation looks more like this. Maybe actually this. Yeah. And maybe perhaps I don't want to do that. Yeah, perhaps that. There we go. That's my configuration right now, just based on recent performance. Actually, no. If recent performance is a thing, hold on. If I'm gonna do that, then this goes. Yeah, that's there. This, yeah, that's fine. That's how it is. That's how it goes.
So I'm looking at this thread and I'm not sure I trust it because
Actually, hold on.
I think that this is using too many old scores.
Okay. So that's my due to recent performance. That's what I'm looking at personally. But Jade also had a fantastic vault, so they put her back there, and then the vault.
So the top 5 all-arounders, according to this person's analysis, are Biles, Jones, Wong, Childs, Blakely. That's not going to be the team. That's dumb.
I'm sorry. I think I had a seizure or maybe a brain aneurysm. What did you say?
Their top 5 by all-around score is Biles, Jones, Wong, Childs, Blakely. That's not going to be the team.
Not here.
I don't know how they've missed DiCello entirely there. They've included people who did not make trials, so I don't know why we're even looking at those. Yeah,
not to put it in a blender.
So their highest scoring team that is Simone, Shiley's plus the best floor is Lincoln. Yeah, I think this analysis uses too much old data to be useful. Sorry. Like.
So yeah, that's pretty much my picture right there. That's what I think is going on. Just because based on her performance, I think Sky did herself a lot of favors.
She did. My only like reservation about that is that I think Sky could fall herself out of contention.
That's a thing too, yeah. That's a thing.
Which is why I don't have her as a lock.
Yeah.
Like if Sky fell both nights on beam and once on bars, and her chung was not scored that much better than Carrie's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. But also, Carrie fell on beam.
Yeah, but you don't use Carrie on beam.
No, you don't.
Like hands on hips.
Hands on hips.
Okay. Assume for the moment we have a 7-person team, just because.
Oh, fantastic! Love that.
And don't question how many scores you have to put up.
Okay.
In Paris.
Those two lines will be your team. That's your teams.
Yeah. The top 2 lines are your team.
Yeah.
In
In
Paris.
Paris.
What events are you putting Miss Biles on?
Really? Or like into put thought process? Thought
Like
exercise.
realistically, what are
All
you
around.
putting her on?
All around.
Yeah, so
Are we in
Simone,
qualifications or team final?
both.
Okay. Qualifications all around. Final. No bars. Actually, no bars. No vault. I'll rest her.
No vault?
No vault. I'm gonna rest her.
You're crazy.
No,
Okay.
strategy. You asked for strategy. If I have 3 chunks,
Um,
why am I gonna throw a YDP?
who's your third chunk?
Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. Well, if I have 2 chunks in a really good DTY, why am I gonna
Because the US will take the
it'll be 3
scores.
chunks. It'll be 3 chunks.
Yeah.
I already know it. It'll be 3 chunks. 3 chunks.
So Shy, I think you're gonna put her in the all around in quals, and
Yeah.
you're gonna probably use her on everything, but maybe not vault
Not vault.
in the team final.
Especially not right now. Maybe even depending on her shoulder, maybe not even floor.
I think her floor is gonna be too compelling
But
for
shoulder.
reasons. But the shoulder is stable. It's just pain.
Yeah. Pain for all of us.
I know it's pain for all.
Yeah.
Blakely. So my guess is she does vault in quals.
If you have to qualify.
I would use her on everything except for floor, unless she's like the third all arounder.
Okay.
And you then worry about beam based on how she does in quals.
Okay.
Lee, I don't think you use on vault or floor at the Olympics at all.
No.
Because even if she is the third all arounder, I think you need to think about preserving her energy.
Yeah. And if you're gonna play
Because
that gamble, you're gonna
if you're bringing Lee, you need to be thinking about making sure by day 10 she can do a beam.
And you need to be like giving her food, giving her water, letting her rest. It's gonna be a thing of the taker.
Like if you want her to be in the all around in Paris, that's
you're smoking
10
crack.
routines.
You're smoking crack.
But you said that, not me. But that's 10 routines before you even get to event finals.
And you're smoking crack if you think that's gonna happen.
And that seems like medical mismanagement.
Exactly. Like it's just no. Why would you have her do that? No.
I think you used DiCello on floor in the team final, and probably not anything else.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Like, she's your alternate. She has a good floor. She's got a better floor than any of your other options.
Yeah.
She's got a better floor than Carrie at the moment.
Listen, so is Tiana. So
I know, but like, she's consistently got a better floor than all of the utility Swiss Army knives.
Yeah.
Carrie,
vault,
I think you only use on vault.
Not even,
no
floor. Yeah, no, vault and that's
it. Like, Carrie has not shown us a floor that you want to put on the international stage this year.
So vault.
And I don't think Jordan is here, but like, that's okay.
And this is what happens.
Like the problem with Jordan is, what are you gonna use her? Like, her best events are bars and floor. There are lots of bars options here. Why are you using Jordan?
Yeah.
And her floor can score well, but like, it can also not.
And friends don't let friends compete in complete Gojians. God damn it.
I mean, I'm sorry. Even with upgrades, I don't think Carrie's floor is going to score well in front of international judges this quad.
No, it's not. And that's not necessarily all her fault. Like, I really do think she's tone deaf. I mean, beat deaf. I really think she's beat deaf.
I think that they're trying also like. So here's my controversial take.
Mm-hmm.
She's not pacing. She's hiding pacing problems.
Yeah. I mean, she's had a knee thing before, and it really like set her back a little bit. That's why she stopped doing the Amazon for so long. And I don't want that knee problem to just resurface the trials, and it's like, oh, Brian Carey, there's the ACL. You know what I mean? Like, it terrifies me.
We also. I'm not going to suggest any names. I don't have any names in my head. I'm not implying anything about anybody, but we all need to remember injuries happen at Olympic trials.
All the time. All the time. I mean, how many did we have? 2 last year. Last time 2, right?
Yeah. Emily Lee and Sky Blakely.
Yeah, 2 of them. It's in Minneapolis. It's gonna be hometown glory for Suni if she does make it. That's something. The narrative. It's Suni's hometown.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. It's just, yeah.
People think that Jade is gonna upgrade herself into the floor, and the problem is, I think if she upgrades, she loses what she's gained in
artistry, quote unquote.
Yeah. Although, can I give you my pitch for how the U.S. overscores and how fans don't think about it right?
Please do. I'm here for this. Let me. I'm gonna hit him.
I don't think the U.S. is over or underscoring particular gymnasts. I think the judges are being conscientious and they're not looking at who the name is. But what I think they're doing is they're crediting dance elements that they shouldn't be crediting. And they're not being as harsh on handstands, on bars, as they should be. So I think what you end up is, and I actually think the Germans are doing the same thing.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, she of the Catholic of Gyms said that things are so much better now because you get judge feedback directly from the judge, and they team up and they have whatever the fucks, and they discuss and like whatever the hell. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. As much as they like to imply it does.
I think that if you are a proactive gymnast, it happens.
Of course. Of course. I don't think it happens globally.
But I don't think it's happening with every last one of them now.
Me either.
Because if it was,
we would not be seeing half of the shit.
Like the L-hops, we would not be seeing.
If
but
I
like,
see one more L-hop, soon.
So I think what the U.S. beam and floor judges are doing is they're crediting dance elements that I will call aspirational.
I like that, aspirational.
Like they want this to be a thing. It might be close, but like they are aspiring to do this dance element.
Switch house, all of them.
Yeah.
With the exception of maybe 2 in this list.
And so you get people who are being credited for difficulty that they are not in fact doing.
And they were not going to get.
They're not going to get. Jade Carey is doing dance elements she can do. So she looks underscored, but is in fact correctly scored, which all of the Jade Carey fans will tell you she is being correctly scored.
Yeah.
But the thing that happens is people will say Jade is being underscored domestically and she does better internationally, but she competes more tumbling difficulty internationally. So she gets better scores not based on her dance elements.
But that's not a good strategy. It's never been a good strategy.
I think what's happening is that you end up with a DiCello who took out an aspirational dance element on her beam.
No, honey, that was not aspirational. That was never going to happen. I can't.
It was aspirational for her.
For maybe Calandra Hill, yeah.
But she took it out. We want them to take them out.
Yes, and we were very appreciative of that.
but she got murdered
Yeah, that's
for taking out an element that she had been credited for.
yeah.
So this is what I think the problem is, and I think it happened at Canadian nationals. I think it happened at German nationals. I bet you if I had been able to watch French nationals, it would have. I bet you like
Give it to us good.
it.
Give it to us good.
I think all of these domestic judges are giving the benefit of the doubt to skills instead of not.
Excuse me. And what did Donatella say about that?
No credit.
No credit. People want more. People ask for more. We give less. Because this is gymnastics.
I'm trying to think about like that discussion of judges in MAG that was going on.
Yeah.
Like the MAG vault judging at nationals was much lower than internationally, and like there was a whole debate about
the bonus.
No, so what appears to have happened is that the judges were taking deductions that aren't taken internationally, and they might also have been looking up into the lights. But one of the arguments made in defense of these judges who were being demonized was that internationally judges get drawn into an assignment a couple of days beforehand. They don't have time to study the code. You show up, and a couple of days before the start of competition, you find out that you are going to be a beam judge. But at nationals, they know they're going to be a beam judge 6 months ahead of time, and so they're studying the beam code.
Is that really what happens?
That's one of the that is the way it was described on Twitter.
But
they do know all the codes, but at nationals and U.S. Olympic trials, they have much more long time to decide to do more homework.
Right.
And I think that maybe what happens in a domestic setting is that you either become more lenient or more harsh, but you don't have the time. Like, that studying time makes you swing one way or the other.
Yeah.
Whereas
it can be at the detriment too.
Right. Like, you could become somebody who's overscoring, or you could become someone who's underscoring. But like, if you're just thrown in with your knowledge, then you're just gonna go by your knowledge. You're not gonna overstudy. Anyway, that's a thought. I refuse to believe the judges are sitting at these tables and going, I see this great gymnast.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like, I refuse to believe that someone who spends their life studying all of this shit and being paid almost nothing.
Dirt.
I refuse to believe they're doing that to overscore deliberately.
It's a thankless job, Catherine.
So
yeah.
Like, one of the big questions right now is somebody going to go rogue at German Olympic trials and give LA Sites an overscore? I don't think anybody sitting down at a judging table in Germany next week is thinking about doing that.
I would hope not. The other factor is that internationally,
it might be yeah.
Internationally, if you're way off from the rest of the panel, the judge get bad evaluation. So they err on the side of being lenient towards gymnasts. Yeah, if you don't want to be controversial. Although I do believe that there's a type of judge that wants to be that judge. Like, well, I deducted Simone on her, blah 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 blah, just to be, because there's always that one person. You know what I mean? There's always that one.
Well, no, I mean there was somebody who was a Cat 2 judge who once wrote a long comment on Reddit without saying who they were, saying that that judges sit around in bars and look at routines that are not in front of them but are coming for what they're gonna look at really closely. And one of them was going to be Neymar's bars. Like, they knew that routine stone cold before she did it at Worlds, so she had to do it perfectly.
Yeah. And that could be at the behest of the gymnast. Behest. Is that right? No. Behest.
So,
Behest.
the politics in the like, does anybody really want me to talk about the
Yes.
politics of the German system?
Yes.
Since this is a Fed that only I care about, but okay. So, here's the issue. The German Fed is a bunch of small Feds in a trench coat.
What? One more time? Like in
The
one trench coat or
German
many trench
Fed,
coats?
the German Fed is 10 small Feds in a trench coat.
That's funny. One or shared? Like they're on each other's shoulders?
I don't know, but
Okay.
for instance, say you are from one state. Say you are from Bavaria.
Okay, I'm from Bavaria. Okay, cool.
You're from Bavaria, and you are sending a gymnast to German championships.
Okay.
You have to send a judge,
Yeah.
just like an international meet. The German Fed is not assigning these judges. They are getting a pool of judges from the states where the gymnasts are coming from.
Oh.
So if you are a German judge and you did not have a gymnast from your state in that championship, you didn't judge at that championship.
Oh.
So you have the Swabian Gym Fed, which is the Gym Fed around Stuttgart. It has its own Fed, its own Fed social media. It has its own Fed doctor, and it has judges.
Okay.
So now that you're thinking about the German Fed as a like mini world,
Okay.
where imagine the national team is kind of like the FIG.
Okay.
Yeah, they want things from their championship, but they don't have control at a fine level in all of these gyms.
Okay.
There's a like level between them. So like the national team is not telling Stuttgart the gym what to do. They're telling the Swabian Gym Fed what they want Stuttgart to do.
Okay.
So you have there's that like level of distance. The DTB is not as powerful as it looks like it is.
Right.
The DTB is the German Fed.
Okay.
And
Who shouted us out? Thank you for the shout out in your whatever and put into our stream. Always use back.
so now you imagine that this is a mini world.
Okay.
You have two big gyms in this mini universe that are polar opposites.
Okay.
So imagine Stuttgart
Hold on,
is
Catherine. Hold on. Because I'm getting lost and I just need this for my own visual interpretation and bring my own tablet. It's really easy to set up. Hold on, I need to draw
okay.
this. I need to draw this out because it's a PowerPoint would have
You
been
want to
awesome.
put it on? Do you want to put it on the screen?
Yeah, we are. That's exactly what I'm doing. So let me connect her. My tablet. Okay, she's gonna go in here. Just slide in.
I don't know if the chat understands what I'm saying about the fact that this is a bunch of small Feds in a trench coat. Do you understand what I'm saying about that?
I mean, I'm still weary on like, are they wearing the same trench coat or are they in different ones? But I know what you're saying.
Like imagine if Texas had its own Gym Fed.
We do.
And that USAG didn't talk to WCC; they talked to the Texas Gym Fed.
The Texas does its own thing too, but like it's not. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Like there's a level of conversation that is not direct. So the head coach of the German team is not giving technical feedback to anybody. Okay. He is making strategic choices.
Let's try this. Okay.
Yeah. So each area, I think the judges, like, going back to what I said, like, I think the judges aren't going in there consciously trying to rig anything, but
Cool. Okay,
each
cool.
area's judge is going to know their own gymnast really super well.
Okay, so let's start. Okay, well, start all over, Catherine, because here I am. I'm gonna
Okay. So I want you to like,
Here,
I'm now going to describe the landscape here.
okay, the landscape.
There are two really big gyms in Germany.
Here and here. That's
Right. Unconscious bias is the problem here.
okay.
So the two big gyms are Stuttgart and Chemnitz. And I'm not
gonna bother spelling that.
So I put it in the chat.
Cool.
So one is Stuttgart and one is C.
Okay.
Anyway.
Awesome handwriting, Adex. You're really showing off. LOL.
So Stuttgart is the place where everybody learns how to do great bars.
So
they are the bars gym. And they are also if you really want your kid to go to the Olympics and be like high pressure environment, like classic, a gym that looks most like an American elite gym, that's Stuttgart.
Yeah.
So they're the queen of bars. But also they're like the demanding high pressure, we're going to teach you a lot of D, but also that means like they're going to have injuries.
Yeah, little boop right here. Like
but I mean, I don't think they're abusive. They're just like that kind of environment is going to be good for some athletes and not others.
How to put
Chemnitz, the other gym, is the beam gym. So all of the great beamers that you know in Germany are coming out of there.
Mm-hmm. Those little boots.
And they're going to say, we are more of a family atmosphere who care about individual, like you as an individual, and easing you into things and not doing as much difficulty as possible. They're going to say they're the like happy place next to Stuttgart, but I'm going to tell you, Pauline Schaefer and her sister were mentally abused at Chemnitz. I'm going to get to Cologne because Cologne is a whole other thing. So, like, you have, like, if you talk to the people at Chemnitz, they'll say Stuttgart is, like, dangerous. They won't say it's abusive because no one is accusing them of being abusive at Stuttgart. They accuse them of overtraining and too much pressure and that they break gymnasts because of that pressure. The Chemnitz people will say they're very happy, but the most recent abuse cases in Germany come out of Chemnitz.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not sure if I buy this everyone is happy, but also the problem with that gym is they're not producing enough difficulty. They produce lovely beamers, but Pauline Schaefer doesn't get enough difficulty to be really competitive until she leaves that gym. So Pauline Schaefer is training at a gym in the same city as that gym, but not that gym. So these are the, like, anybody you've ever heard of, with one exception that Squishy has pointed out, comes from these two gyms.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want you to make a really small circle in another part of this map, and that's Cologne. And they are the gym that, like, Chuso was training at, and they are like the perpetual third who seems to have a decent vault program and a good beam program, but like they don't produce a ton of gymnasts. But when they produce somebody, they're really good. So like, I suspect Cologne is probably the like nicest place to hang out, like on a day-to-day basis. But they're not going to produce a ton of great gymnasts, and maybe they're sort of like Pacific Rain or Ascend or like those Seattle gyms
Mm-hmm.
that don't have a million people. Yeah, Schaefer's at a mag gym, by the way, for context.
That makes sense.
But like she basically moved across town to the mag gym.
That's funny.
So you have, these are the gyms that everyone has heard of. Now,
Amazing handwriting.
I want
Adex.
you to draw a tiny, tiny, tiny other circle in some other port.
Okay.
And this is Mannheim.
I'm gonna
So
this the best I can. So
yeah. So Mannheim is produced no one anyone has heard of except for Ellie Seitz. Mannheim was where Ellie Seitz originated from. She later moves to Stuttgart. But Mannheim is who they got to teach their fundamentals to Ellie Seitz. And they have just dropped 2 first-year senior great potential beamers. And I think like that, like shiny new beamers, baby beamers.
oh, okay. Hold on.
So
Okay.
so in this landscape, yeah, like two baby beamers. They're not like fully baked yet, but they're going to be really good. So here's the thing. Go back to the big picture.
I'm not done. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Hold on. I'm doing something. Hold on. Give me a second.
So the outstanding junior, let me look up what her gym is, because I don't know it off the top of my head, because I'm trying not to fall in love with another.
There you go.
I'm trying not to fall in love with another junior. I just know she exists, if that makes sense.
Okay, so now we're going to go back. Here's the big picture.
Give me a second. I just need to like look this up.
Bye, Eric.
Sorry, I'm looking this up because I it's probably good to know where this person is.
Okay. My handwriting is not. I'm holding the tablet instead of the
Okay, so she's just moved to Stuttgart. So they have a like 14-year-old who's just moved to Stuttgart.
Okay.
She comes from some small gym. So like okay. Anyway, yeah. Meyer is listed as from one gym, but I realize now she's just moved to Stuttgart. Anyway, so here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stuttgart is going to produce anyone with difficulty you care about.
Okay.
But they might burn out. Like, they're the only ones who are going to give you enough difficulty. Femnitz will give you a lovely beam that will win if everyone else falls. And these two gyms are competing in that domestic league, and they hate each other's guts. So if you try to talk about gossip with anybody in the German program, it's either going to be from one of these small gyms that are watching like the giants fight each other, or it's going to be from one of these two gyms, and you got to filter out the gossip to figure out who's saying bullshit about the people they hate.
Yeah. Kind of. Oh, but no gossip. Hold on.
Her profile picture on what? Squishy. One second.
Please share. I think. Okay, let me see it. Give it to me now. Send it to me, Rachel.
I'm trying to find out what it is because I don't know what she's talking about. Let's see. Is it the Gymternet one?
I don't like that. Hold on.
No, that's not it. Like, okay. Squishy put it in. Yeah.
It was always worse.
Okay. I now remember it.
Hold on, let me see.
It's in the chat.
I clicked on it. Let me see. Oh, good for her. Love that. Should I show it?
Anyway, so like, yeah. I mean,
Well, it's just your version. This. No. It's fine. I can show it like this. Go properties. Nope, that's not it.
so imagine if the U.S. Program was only WCC and not WOGA, like WOGA with better construction,
That seems like a field dream.
but like with
There it
like
is.
imagine like WOGA is doing all that difficulty, but with like better coaches probably.
Mm-hmm.
So
the
like,
government usually covers the cost because most of these clubs in these nations are funded by the government. Yeah.
so yeah, the gymnastics is the most popular sport for young girls to do in Germany and women to do. It's not the most popular sport to watch.
Yeah.
But like a tremendous number of German women have done gymnastics in their life.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
So like these are like community center like these clubs will often have a like basketball team and a like
they're multi-sport centers.
Yeah, these are multi-sport clubs
that like have rich traditions in the community because they fostered it from
like
when they were established. Yeah.
Yeah, so like imagine like this is your like community center local basketball, baseball, AAA team, like.
And this is outside of school too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're not like the schools don't have teams, like these are the community teams.
No, they're not doing
So
this for their schools either. Like it's insane.
yeah, so yeah, this is more like
Yeah.
a YMCA than a WOGA.
But actually,
But like
I know some YMCA's aren't big things. Like it's not that big of a deal here in my town. But in several like inner cities and like they're huge things.
so like Chemnitz, Stuttgart hate each other.
Oh, hold on.
They will talk shit about each other.
I'm not ready. Hold on. Wow. Okay, but hold on. Okay, so Clements and Stuttgart don't like each other, right?
Yeah, they don't like each other. They will talk shit about each other. And what's happening right now is, from what I can figure out, is Stuttgart had a couple of really hot talents in the Tokyo Quad that had very short careers that were going to be the future of German gymnastics, and they retired early with injuries. And so they've now got this like reputation for being the WOGA of Germany, although they're not. Like I said, this is not like the WOGA of Germany is not really like WOGA.
Right. They can
But
only be
they have this reputation for too much difficulty, too much pressure, burning out a gymnast who is then going to retire early, which is what a lot of people look at Kevrich and think, because they've seen this before. But those cases happened like 3 years before she turned senior.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've been told is there was a real evaluation in that club of how you pace junior gymnasts. And so I think that Kevrich has been paced very differently than all of these warning gymnasts that people are worried about. I don't think Chemnitz knows how to give gymnasts enough difficulty to be really internationally competitive. So you end up with a like Maluski, who can win a European championship after a really messy beam final because she has lovely beam, but she only has like a 5.5 D.
The ceiling
is low, right?
Low.
So what happened this year Like, Cologne is off in its island, and no one talks about what Cologne is doing, and they sometimes produce a lovely gymnast.
Mhm.
And you're like, people go, "Do you know anybody at Cologne?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "No one knows anybody at Cologne."
Their moms
What
don't even
happened
know
this
them.
year? So when they're so used to having these two gyms as a pole that they're going to draw all of their gymnasts from, when they put the like nominative roster for Euros out, they just assumed they were going to send a coach from Stuttgart and a coach from Chemnitz, because they always do.
Mhm.
And then the team gets named, and those two baby Beamers from Mannheim are on it, and you're like, oh, we don't have enough people from Chemnitz to justify having a coach from Chemnitz on
Period.
this team, so we're going to replace the Chemnitz coach with one from Mannheim. And you're like, so now you have Chemnitz, who always loses to Stuttgart in their domestic league, who is always losing to them or Cologne in their like national championship. And now this upstart of a gym that no one has ever heard of, who once produced baby Ellie Seitz, is taking their beam title away from them. And so they're desperately talking about how evil their rival is, because I think they're like seeing themselves
Oh God.
as being usurped. Anyway, so this is what's going on. Um, I think what is going to happen is that we're looking at the rise of a third gym in this system that has been bipolar for a long time.
This Mannheim.
Yeah, Mannheim, I think, is going to become big, because they're producing a lot of interesting beam that could become bigger.
Mhm.
But anyway, so that this is a sort of one of the things I want to emphasize about this dynamic is, like, the big German Fed, they have no control over this,
And that's the
because,
DTB,
like I
right?
said, yeah, the DTB has no control over this because they are like a administrative thing for a bunch of small feds in a trench coat.
Oh my God.
But like, if you want to be a good gymnast in this country, and you're from one of the 10 million small gyms, because there are 10 million small gyms, if you want to be an elite, you have to move to one of these cities. Like, Karina Schönmeyer comes from the north of Germany, really far away from all of these places. But she came from a, like, yeah, Jonah Miller and Celia Stoller are from Mannheim. So the, like, Schoenmeyer comes from Bremen, which is way far fuck north of all of these places, away from every, like, it might as well be Alaska. And she was in a, like, environment where they did not have a full vault runway, where she couldn't get trained. Like, Bremen was like 10 million small gyms in this country. Like, she couldn't get trained in the best techniques to have big skills. She could do, like, lower level skills quite fine in that environment, but she had to move to one of these bigger gyms to have her fundamentals be retrained. And once her fundamentals were retrained, so, like, she's in her third year senior, and she's now a like really stunning vault specialist, because they finally took 3 years to untrain sort of messed up lower level vault training. And one of the problems of having, like, they have so many, like, people doing gymnastics in this country, but they don't have enough elite gyms or enough elite coaches. And they don't have parents who are willing to submit their children to the psychological damage that elite sports does.
Mm-hmm.
So they have national camps, but the national camps are very small.
Yeah, it's not centralized like here. Well,
Um,
semi-centralized.
they have semi-centralized camps, but like we're talking like 10 people go and they're already the elite gymnasts.
Yeah.
Like there are people that show up at USAG national team camps that you have never heard of and you will never hear of.
Yeah.
Like 40 people show up, whereas like 10 people show up to German national team camps and they're the people you've all heard of. So the most promising kids move to these big clubs. One of the other things that happens in this system is it's illegal to homeschool your child in Germany.
Because they don't want to instill nationalism that could arise from them being like homeschooled.
And some of it is that, some of it is like homeschooling is of varying qualities. So like there's no homeschooling. So you can't have these gymnasts training as many hours as US juniors train until they graduate from high school. So there's no homeschooling. So one of the things that like people keep asking me is like Seitz and Kevrich are in the same gym. Wouldn't that mean like two bars workers in the same gym? Wouldn't that mean they see each other a lot?
No.
Kevrich is in school.
Yeah.
So like what I'm pretty sure happens is Ellie is training during the day and Kevrich is training in the afternoon after Ellie, and there's not a whole lot of overlap, and they don't share the same coaching staff.
No.
So what's happening right now in Stuttgart is a civil war.
Of sorts.
Which, let's just say I've been told by multiple people from multiple sources that two coaches from Stuttgart and Ellie Seitz and Kevrich's father have been in a screaming match that was at least public.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't know what the screaming match was about. I don't know what the context of the screaming match was, but Kevrich's coach, Seitz's coach, Ellie Seitz, and Kevrich's father have been in at least one public screaming match.
Whatever.
And like I'm mad at Ellie for what she did on Monday. I'll get over it. I've mostly gotten over it already. But the question is, I think Ellie responded the way she did because she's not likely to go to Paris.
Nope.
So like the brutal reality is Ellie has to get a 14.733 with a 6.1 D.
That's not gonna happen.
So she would have to get that's an 8.633 E score.
And she doesn't have that. Like,
I mean, it's possible. Like 8.6 E scores have been given out, but like it's not really like likely.
possible.
And I think what happened was Ellie had a really great weekend at German Nationals. She did.
Yeah.
She was magnificent. And I think she like came out of it with a high of like she came out of with a high of thinking, I beat her on both days. I'm gonna go to the Olympics. And like a lot of like the German media looked at that and said, oh, she beat Kevrich on both days, therefore she's going to go. And then the DTB pointed out that according to the criteria, Helen is going until the second trial.
Yeah.
Like, at the moment she's in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And I think what happened Monday was basically Ellie reacting badly to realizing that she's got to find yet more E, and she does not have D to give.
No.
And the other thing I wonder about is, even though you like, these are not like best friends, they're not training mates, they're in the same gym, but like not with the same people. Allie's people still know what Kevrich is training.
Yeah.
So Allie knows better than anybody else what Kevrich might throw at her
Excuse me.
at that trial.
And she's ready to circumvent that.
No, I think she's ready. She's ready to complain about the fact that she's not going to get it.
Oh, I thought you meant Helen. That Helen knows what Ellie's doing. Okay. Yeah. My bad.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Other way
Like,
around. Other way
yeah,
around.
sorry. She needs a 4.766, by the way.
That's not gonna
Sorry.
happen. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So my feeling was that Monday was Ellie reacting badly to realizing she wasn't going to Paris. And a bit of whining. And it wasn't pretty and it wasn't nice, and I wish she hadn't done it, but like, I think
And like, I get
the,
it. You're coming back from injury. You're trying to, like, you worked really hard, but you just ran out of time,
like,
girlfriend.
she was planning this as the end of her career. I think Helen is calm because I think Helen knows what the math says.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope they don't
and
fuck
here's
her
the.
over. God damn it.
I hope they don't fuck her over. I'm not entirely confident they won't.
Me either.
But I don't think they should. And here's my next thing. I
Okay.
think Ellie planned to retire at Paris.
Yeah.
I think that was her plan. I think there's an alternate version of this.
Okay.
I don't think I've told you this. So you know how the European gymnastics people pulled the 2025 Euros away from Israel?
Yes.
So they have not reassigned that yet. The rumor is that it will go to the city of Leipzig in Germany in conjunction with a big thing the DTB, like, there's a big event the DTB does at about the time that you would do a Euros in Leipzig. So they have like the infrastructure and the facilities and all this stuff planned already for this event.
Well, and then aren't the university games in Germany as well? They are, like.
Yeah, they're in a different city though.
Okay.
So like, I think that once calmer heads prevail, Ellie's probably going to retire at a Euros in Leipzig in 2025,
Okay.
like a Kim Bowie.
I'm sure she doesn't want that. I'm sure ideally for her it would be Paris, but no.
Yeah, no, but that's what I think is going to happen. I think they'll send. I think there's an 85% chance that they send Kevrich.
Do we love
Um,
this, by the way?
I don't even know what that was supposed to be.
That was the Federations in the trench coat.
Oh, yes, that okay. It looked kind of like a clown, but that would fit too. Like, gymnastics federations are always clowns.
Yeah,
But yes,
it was different people on the trench coat. Probably should have like drawn more
yeah,
faces.
like imagine like the German Fed is like if you dress the Belgian Fed and the Dutch Fed and the Luxembourg Fed and like the Liechtenstein Fed and the Austrian Fed all
You're
up in
hurting
a
my head.
trench.
Hurting my head.
Like they're not like, take a bunch of small European Feds and like combine them to act as one, but they're still like independent of each other. Anyway,
That's
so
why
sorry,
do
this
it
is
like
complicated.
that? Why do it like that?
Because Germany is not one country, it's a bunch of little countries.
True.
Like,
And we do have in the United States like regions and whatever the fuck they do it by. But so I get
like,
it. I get it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some separate German history.
Okay.
So Germany the country. Germany the country is younger than the United States.
Okay. Hold on. How long is this? Do I have to like write it down to understand? Cause,
No, you don't. No, I'm just
okay, let's go
gonna
here.
so like Germany, the country,
Okay.
does not get united until the late 19th century. So like they're about 100 years younger than the United States. And they were a bunch of little kingdoms. Like imagine like the Disney princess kingdoms
Mm-hmm.
where like there's a king and he has a son and he like who's a prince who's going to be the king, but like the kingdom is really small and you can ride a horse to the next kingdom in like a day.
Oh, these are the kingdoms that would unite in order for power or whatever.
The way that Disney princess kingdoms look,
Yeah.
they look that way because that's what Germany looked like.
Right. Like the Reach and Cell Castle, whatever.
Yeah, so all of these states in Germany used to be their own little kingdoms with their own like dialects of German. Like it's called Germany because of the language. So these are like half the country is Catholic, half the country is Protestant. They have a bunch of like different traditions and different dialects. They're not as united as they look like from the outside.
That's crazy.
And so like also like post World War II,
Mm-hmm.
the Allies did not want this country to have a strong central government. So when we imposed a constitution on this country,
Mm-hmm.
we made its federal government weak. So all of these states have more power
Then
in
there's.
the
Oh
system
my gosh. Yeah.
because we did not want a second Nazi Germany. Like these are like Germany is a creation of post World War II anxiety about Germany. And they exist as this sort of collection of melting pot of states. And all of these feds in the trench coat represent these states that are melting pots that used to be their own countries. So like when I say Bavaria is a state, it used to be the Kingdom of Bavaria
Right.
with a castle
Yes.
and like the I think Clemens is in Saxony. Like so there used to be a king of Saxony. And so there was a Saxon fed
Right.
and there was a Bavarian fed and like all of these things that used to be countries in the 19th century became states in this country. And this is going to blow your mind. These gymnastics clubs
Mm-hmm.
were formed when these were still kingdoms that were independent. So Stuttgart, the club,
Mm-hmm.
is 50 years older than Germany, the country.
That's crazy.
So imagine if, say, first state in Delaware
Mm-hmm.
was founded in 1600.
Well, they are the first state, Catherine.
Yeah, but like the gym.
Yeah.
Like imagine if the gym was like 100 years older than the United States. So like these gyms have an older history than the country does. The country is not nearly as united as people think. And so internal politics aren't as united as people think.
There's a
And
fracas.
also, but also like there's a like thing in all German elite sports that parents as a culture for several decades now in that country are not willing to let their kids be abused by coaches. Or they're also not willing to put their kids in sports that are incredibly dangerous. So like lots of people ski in Germany, but like the skiing federation has trouble getting kids to go into downhill skiing as a sport because they're like, why would I put my kid in this incredibly dangerous sport where they might run into trees and break bones?
Oh, Sonny Bono.
Right. So it's not that German parents are unwilling to put their kids in gymnastics, because they are, but there isn't that incentive to have them train elite, high level skills
For so many hours. For so long.
for so many hours with potential abusive coaches who might lead to injuries. Especially, like, this is something that we don't talk about, but like part of the appeal of the Olympic dream in the United States is like, I want to represent America and I'm proud of being an American and I'm going to drape myself in the flag and all this nationalism. And like the world told the Germans 50 years ago that
They
they're
can't
not
be
allowed
that
to be
way.
nationals.
Yeah,
Right.
They can't do that.
So like the reason why all the like that the other day when I showed you that like video of all of those German gymnasts who don't know the national anthem and look incredibly awkward in the middle of singing it is they don't want to be nationalistic and they don't know how to be nationalistic. So like I want to be a sports star and drape myself in my country's colors are just not as appealing.
Yeah, because nationalism. Hold on.
Is bad, yeah. So anyway, that I like they have this infrastructure that could produce huge amounts of gymnasts, but not the nationalism or the tolerance for risk in children that you do in the United States. Like you get gym parents in Germany and they're bad and you're like they excuse abusive coaching, but the amount of abusing coaching that even the worst gym parent in Germany would excuse is nothing compared to like the people who would line up for Maggie Haney to teach their kids again.
Yeah. Well,
Am I making? I'm like,
you made a
does
lot
that
of
make
sense.
any sense?
Yes. And so
Anyway,
now
so that was probably more than you wanted to hear.
no,
But
I'm glad you told us because that makes a lot more sense on the way like the dynamic works between the clubs, gymnasts, and parents, and the culture as a whole in Germany.
yeah, like so that's why you're like, why is Germany not have enough difficulty? Because
Of all this,
all of this,
and most
and
panda.
also and most panda. But anyway, so I'm sorry that that was more complicated than it should have been. But
I mean, and I'm sorry then I wasn't as organized, but I enjoyed drawing it out. It was fun.
no, I mean, I think you've got what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, so like, who is the like club that you would expect to produce a good beamer,
Clements,
and who is going to produce you a good bars worker?
Stuttgart.
And if you saw a German gymnast with a lot of difficulty, where would they come from?
They came from Mannheim. No.
Originally, maybe, but
Okay,
like Stuttgart is like
Stuttgart.
Mannheim is like
Stuttgart.
an up and coming club, but
Okay.
like
I was so close,
Stuttgart,
y'all. So close.
Stuttgart is difficulty and bars and high pressure.
High pressure is the sad, and then the SpongeBob, tired SpongeBob who looks like he's kissing you. And then
So like
they did a reevaluation.
so right. So like in this context,
Okay.
Kevrich emerges
Cabbage.
and she has like tumbling difficulty like no one has seen in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And the lovely bars that Stuttgart always trains.
Mm-hmm.
And vaulting difficulty that is very rare in Germany. And this is a like combination that they've never seen before. And there are lots of Germans, I think not unfairly, who worry that she'll last like 3 years as a senior.
Right.
I don't think that that's the case.
I don't either.
But I don't think that they're crazy enough to worry about that. So when you say you should send Helen Kevrich to Paris for future potential, it's like saying you should send Claire Peace to Paris for her
you should always send Claire Peace to Paris. Claire Peace, please.
but like you should send Claire Peace to Paris for her future potential for LA when so many people aren't convinced Clara Peace is gonna last to LA.
What is that thing? Multiculturalism. That's why Elle Woods got into Harvard.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Legally Blonde? No, Catherine.
So anyway,
Have you ever seen Legally Blonde?
I don't remember if I have. I probably have.
Catherine, that's my favorite musical.
Anyway, so like if I am being charitable to all of the sides in this, I think that there are people who have good reason to worry that Kevrich won't last long enough to be a great gymnast.
Okay.
I think that there are a lot of people who don't pay attention to juniors, so they didn't see her coming. This is not a sport that gets a lot of like press, and the press has been covering Ellie Seitz for a million years.
Right.
And so, like, if you're the Nancy Amoir of Germany, the idea that you would send some kid you've never heard of to the Olympics instead of the best gymnast that this country has produced for like 15 years.
Yeah.
That sounds like madness, especially if you really don't think they're gonna last.
Yeah, I can see it now.
And I think Ellie and Sarah Voss and probably not Schaefer because Schaefer's in her own like little niche.
With the men.
But Ellie, well, yeah, but like Ellie and and the pandemic also meant that Kevrich turned her first year junior in 2020. Like her first would have been her first junior meet was in February of 2020. So no one saw her evolve into an elite state.
Yeah.
Until she popped into existence in late 2021.
That makes sense.
So like
she did kind of come out of nowhere to them, people who didn't know. Yeah.
Right, because the pandemic hit her and like she lost half her junior career.
Yeah.
Like
and when they're juniors, they do the Bundesliga.
Yeah, they do. So like she's been in the Bundesliga and she's given Stuttgart most of their scores for her entire junior career. But like she would have been probably a junior Olympic youth Olympic champion if they hadn't canceled the Youth Olympics in 2022.
Yeah.
So she would have had that reputation behind her. I'm kind of glad she didn't because I think that the Youth Olympic Games is cursed.
Yeah. Every winner.
Like every winner of the Youth Olympic Games, it's like the Youth Olympic Games WAG all-around winner is Kamova, Seda, and Georgia Vila.
Georgia Vila!
So anyway, so I think that you've got a bunch of people who don't know this kid.
Yeah.
You have some people who are just like inherently conservative. I don't think it helps that her father is, as far as I can tell, an unpleasant person if you are not agreeing with him.
Which one?
Like,
Helen or Ellie's?
Helen's father is... So if you look up the publicly available information on this man, he's a like ex-professional athlete. He was a soccer/football professional.
And famously, soccer players are very dramatic. You touch
He
him and they
left.
fall.
If you look at his Wikipedia page, it says that he left his last team after quote unquote an altercation with the manager.
So this is a reoccurring factor.
Like, yeah. So this is a guy who apparently is confrontational and blunt. and maybe
listen,
unpleasant to be around.
Go him for standing up for his daughter. I'm sure it was some fuckery.
Yeah, so this is the argument I'm about to make. Like he does not sound like a guy that is going to make a lot of friends, but I've heard people suggest that he's like Hazley Rivera's father, but like everything I've heard about him being an asshole is him being an asshole in defense of his daughter.
And who wouldn't? When your daughter is like, I mean, yeah, I mean
Like
anybody's kid,
he
anybody would defend them.
like he is like I've never heard a single story about this man that says he's okay with anybody mistreating his daughter.
Yeah, and don't
And
you want
I
that kind of
don't think
parent?
it's fair to characterize somebody who is an asshole in defense of their daughter in the same way as someone who says, if I wanted my daughter to be happy, I would send her to clown school.
Yeah,
Like,
and she's probably going back to not
unfortunate Jim parents do not come in the, like, there are many flavors of unfortunate Jim parents.
Some are. I'm telling you this right now. I've had to deal with a lot of Jim parents. They are insufferable, y'all. And I say that with all the peace and love in my heart.
I say this with all the love of knowing that she probably will hear it back. I bet you that Tiki Go Burn, if she was in the situation that Aiden Kevrich is in right now.
No, and let me tell you that right now, that would have not happened. That Tiki would have taken care of that before. Ellie Seitz would have had to give Kellen a public apology on national television if Tiki was involved.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I think
Brian,
Tiki
you
would
just
have done
messed the entire thing. You missed the entire thing, Brian. We're not going back. We just did it.
Like, grind, go back and watch the VOD because I just explained everything. But that's who every time once I got a handle of what the character dynamics were, I thought of Tiki.
Oh yeah, of course.
And Tiki would totally
Can you imagine
totally
Tiki
have
and
gotten
Kaylee Nemours her parents' situation, like Kaylee Nemours? Oh, it'd be over. Oh, she would have sued the French government and won. We'll be having the Olympics in Florida.
I think Tiki is probably a nightmare for some people to deal with.
She says that. I'm like, wow, you're so lovable, but she's very intimidating. I love her, but she's very intimidating.
And I think that
she don't play.
I think instead of being a personable but intimidating black woman, we've got an angry Balkan man who was a professional athlete, so is probably not physically small.
Yeah, soccer player at that.
So that's and also apparently her mother is really quiet. So I think that that's the dynamic of you've got people on the outside who don't know this kid, who see national hero Ellie Seitz and see the one person who is speaking up in this situation is an angry Jim parent, and they're imposing the nightmare Jim parent situation onto this.
Oh,
anyway.
Catherine. Okay, no. So Squishy's telling the story about about her in college just before she met him.
Okay.
Everyone in the hospital told me he was a great physician but terrible with patients. So I'm in the hospital and waiting for a tech to bring me back to my room, and I hear the nurses outside the room talking about him. He called and asked for so-and-so. I said, he's not here, so you can talk to such and such. And he said, I don't want to talk to such and such. I want to talk to someone competent. At that point, I'm thinking, I also want him to talk to someone competent. Definitely that, please.
Yeah. So I think you can be unpleasant in these situations without being wrong.
You can be a shark in the water and still be a nice person. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can still be a good person. You're just standing up for something that deserves to be stood up for.
So unless somebody could present me a case where her father
Catherine's like, I want tangible receipts.
I want to if you tell me he's an asshole, I want an instance that is not about him defending his fucking daughter from someone with more influence and power and seniority than her.
Anybody would protect the you would think anybody with a modicum of
I am picturing Tiki going back and listening to this VOD
Yeah.
and going, "Yep, I would do that."
Oh, listen, she. I respect Tiki so much because she gets shit done. If she needs to do something, if she's defending Darion or DJ or anybody, oh my god, and she'll do
So
it
like,
with class intact. But if you get on her bad side, it's over. Like she's gonna kill you.
so like, I don't think Ellie is a bad person. I don't think she's done a heel face turn.
No.
I think that
Oh shit.
she's in a like high stress environment, had a bad reaction. Unfortunately, the person who had to take the brunt of that reaction is somebody who really politically can't defend themselves,
Or who
and
don't
I
even
don't
really
want to
give a
hold that
fuck.
against her. You know, Coverage finished her day. The next day, she posted about going to a spa.
Period.
Um,
Unbothered queen.
but also she's winning, so she doesn't have to respond.
Yeah, she's the all-around champion. Like, come on now.
Now I will say, I don't think the DTB's social media guy is helping them
At all.
because, um, because like if you looked at their Instagram stories that weekend, they were like a lot of Ellie,
And
almost nothing
you
of
know
Helen.
somebody who is looking at the winter of their career, who's been hurt, had probably sit out of practices, probably had more time to sit around. Who is there at the practices? Social media manager. Don't you think that they would
Yeah,
have developed a
like
friendship? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
I think the social media guy is like a friend of Ellie Sites and doesn't know the 16-year-old kid that well.
Nor do they care
But
to know
like,
because they're doing their job. They're being paid to make
yeah, they're
content.
doing their job. But if you look at the DTB's Instagram feed, there's like you would not know that who the national champion is.
And that's a problem. Morgan Hurd would have
Um,
said something.
like
It's tactless.
the stories were super Ellie centric, but like the actual posts aren't super Ellie centric. But I think this was just like
Neutral.
the social media guy knows. But here's my problem with this guy,
Okay.
whoever he's done it. It's now day 5 after the championship, and the DTB has still not liked Helen Keverich's own post about becoming German national champion. European Gymnastics has liked it.
That's the situation. So there's definitely some mean girl that's going in the background. I won't speculate, but that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think the social media manager is going to pick the Olympic team.
No, of course not. But like,
So I'm gonna whine about this because I think the social media manager is not making their federation look good. But that's like, I think it fuels people's anxiety about it. But that's just it. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say about this because this will like come to a head on the 20th.
Yeah. So we're here. We gave you
Yeah.
5 hours and a half today, y'all, on this
Yeah.
gorgeous Friday evening. I so love having
And
spent some with you.
you had to ask me to explain my favorite dysfunctional little fed.
And I loved it because I learned so much. Oh, it's burped. Oh my god. Sorry. I feel
Anyway,
like
so
Wendy
we will
Williams.
see
Wow.
y'all next week sometime. There's no gymnastics
No
this week except for the like fake propaganda games that are hilarious.
We may do an episode on AIDS falsification next week. I like that idea because it's already done for
Okay.
us. It's already done for us. Catherine did the job like months ago, so we can just revisit
Okay.
that. Oh, that's what we should do.
Anyway.
We'll do a week full of Catherine like pre-written articles, deep dives. I love that idea. Yes.
And if Catherine wants to do that. Anyway, you have a good day.
Okay, bye, Catherine. Love you so much. All right, y'all. We gave you 5 hours and a half because it was a fun time. Yeah, that's true. But it's so good. Like it's so good. She already did the work. She like Catherine did it out. It's on Tumblr actually of all things. Remember Tumblr? Good times, y'all. Before they got bought out by Yahoo and then eliminated all the porn. But that's not here nor there. So yeah, that's the show. This is it because that was the end of the Terranium. That was the 3 years we got in this Olympic run, and now going forward, it's gonna be very exciting. But also, I want to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Starting off with a damp opening ceremony and then the fucking smell of piss in the summer in Paris. Oh my god. Plus no ACs. Plus all this. It's just okay, fine. Moving past all the complicated nonsense, it's one of those things like I really want to be excited for this, and I am, but also like, I just want everybody to hit 4 for 4 and do a great job. And I don't want any injuries. And I know we're due for another injury, and I just I hate that so much. Okay. Besides that, I hope you have a great Friday afternoon or evening. You spent the afternoon with us. Hello. And yeah, I really appreciate that. I hope you have a great flippin' Friday. And if no one has told us today, I think you're awesome. I think you're great. I think anything you want in life, anything you believe in, whatever, all that in your experience are valid. And don't let anybody else tell you it's not, because it is. And go wash your face. Go wash your booty. Drink lots of water and wear deodorant. Lumi deodorants are a revelation for me, and I'll leave you at that. I kind of want a sponsorship. They'll never give it to me. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. I love you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Most Panda. Okay, now we go back to YouTube because YouTube's still going. Let me see, where are you guys? Where are you, YouTube? Why aren't you showing? Do. There's YouTube. Okay. All right, YouTube. I love you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye.